every enemy. Morning, everybody. Morning, blessings. Morning. I'm sorry I'm late. Supposed to start this room from 10 o'clock. But we're here. Oh, from 10:50. But we're here. Have a lot to talk about. Remember to like that shit. I'm finally loving this song. I speak the holy name. Every struggle, trying to shine. every heart and mind. Any man. Wish Jamaica they keep gospel concert like this. Yo, so boy you see nice stadium. I don't know where this keep. I don't know where they filmed this, but yo, it's just people everywhere. Like you just see people, crazy amount of people, just insane amount of people. It plays ram like you don't think is a dancehall or a rap concert, right? This is what Jamaica need to get back to. I take out the devil them from out of parliament. Anyway, moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, before I begin, the videos that I'm going to react to. Something came to me this morning. I was thinking, and I said to myself, you know, Rattigan said he tried to look amongst all of the people in the jail to see if they can find one person in leadership that, you know, one person when they do hold on to a Edmund Bartlett, but he learned some things about him, and he said, boy, he could have never, there's nobody in the Jamaica Labour Party with any good character, you know, any integrity. I'm saying to myself, say, a long time I think about that, you know. And Edmund Bartlett was the only one for me until something when do reset. I say, oh, see, I wanted the spin artists them too. I wanted the liar them. So I say, you know what? Me give up. Ryan Campbell, what's up? I gave up. I said, nah, man, there is nobody in this Jamaica Labour Party that I can say, like, yo, that person is a stand-up person. None. There's none among them. And to further show you that, you guys remember the story of the kids that were in Ukraine, got caught in the war. And Andrew Owners said he was going to offer them a loan. You understand? Offer them a loan so they could come home. And I'm saying to myself, nothing dawned on these people that got a 200 to 300% increase in the Jamaica Labour Party. Not for the optics, not for political gain, because Mark Goley never advertised what he did. He just did it. You're telling me that there's nobody there that was making all this money. If I even for them say, here we go on, we're going to propose this. all of the politicians them, we're gonna pool up our money. I'm talking about everybody from the JLP, the PMP. The JLP could have initiated that and said, listen, privately, listen, we're gonna pool up some money together to send to those students so they can come home. No, none of the people in the Jamaica Labour Party thought about that. They wanted to give the people a loan. Andrew only wanted to give them a loan. And Mark Golden just said, listen man, I'll pay for it, man. What do you mean give the people them a loan? Man, when you come home here, man, see the money here. And he never advertised it. He never advertised it. Because he did it from the heart. It's not something to advertise. That's not what people of integrity do. But because we are in this low plane of integrity by the standard bearers of lower integrity, Andrew Owners and the Jamaica Labour Party, because we're in that low grade of integrity and they keep attacking Mark Golding and his character and who he is, trying to say that he's not Jamaican and all of these things, that he's a slave master and bag of crap. Well, the slave master, them claim to say my descendants are slave master. Well, the descendant of slave master is the one that took his money and got those kids from the Ukraine. None of them in the Jamaica Labour Party never take up their money and do it. Not one. Not one. Just an individual and a person. You can imagine those kids in a war zone and you're going to tell them, listen man, I can give you a look. You're going to give them something to consider. From the moment that you learned that those children were in the Ukraine and needed to come out, you should have done everything in your power as the government to use our resources, taxpayers' resources. The same people, where they there? Them are taxpayer, them are Jamaican, them send money come to Jamaica, remittances when them work. You should have used our tax dollars and got those kids home. Andrew Honest, you know, I don't say this because me just want to make you look, brother. Yo, something wrong, brother. Brother, you have a heart, brother. You have any soul. How you come by if you want to send the people them one? Yo, it bother me, you know. The more me think about it, it bother me. What kind of person or individual are you? No, seriously, no, Lorraine, it bother me, you know. Man, set politics aside. What kind of person are you, bro? This is the native people of the land trapped in a country, a war that they did not create. You're supposed to send a rescue team for them. That should be the response of the government. And then Kamina, she's not the foreign affairs person. I don't want to talk about, listen, I don't want to talk about the females no more. Let the females talk about the females. Right? Because me not hold back. Me not holding back. These people are, them disgust me, brethren. Not even one of them. And then the woman them in the party, nobody never seen, none of them not have no heart. None of them never go to Andrew and say, yo, Andrew, you are going. You can't make the people them take no loan. That's not a good look. You can't give the kids them no loan in the Ukraine. We just need to carry them home, free of charge. Right? But it appears that Andrew Wallace is running the government like a business for him benefit of her. But he want to give them loan. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'm going with my show here, man, because trust me, I could go on. And on and on and on. Absolutely disgusting. Right? I'm big up Marky G here, man. Alright? No. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the platform. Please remember to like and share the video as they're coming. Alright? Let's examine this clip right here and what Mr. Andre Stevenson on Pdtv has to say. If you have not yet, if you have not yet subscribe to the PD News Jamaica channel, make sure that you guys go and do so immediately. Not Just immediately, like right now. Let's listen to this.
And the country not running well. The country not running well because of that very reason.
Waiting years for theirs.
I mean, we've done our homework, so I don't know that these salaries.
You don't want it to share in the public.
Put parliamentarians and ministers in Jamaica higher than any other country in the Caribbean region.
To stop me from sharing.
No, I'm not.
They say choose Jamaica, but it's clear they've been choosing themselves for nearly a decade.
What's up, Brian?
The PNP believes in a fair deal for all public sector workers. We choose you.
Jamaica. I don't ready for that creature yet.
Mighty God.
Can you all like up the life, please?
Subway, new hot honey sauce. Try it on our new hot honey pepperoni sub for a limited time. Only at Subway.
Can you all like up the life? Send a super chat because I'm going to deal with Jackie Lecker, Stuart Lecker.
No, people, I second that. Like up the live and send a cash app or what you call it? PayPal or Zelle. Yeah, man. I second that. Like up the live and say that the information is right there. It's pinned. Moving on. moving on. Yeah, man. Like up the live. You know, like up the live, share up the live, and send a cash app or a Zelle. I second that or a PayPal. All right. God is good. God is good.
I don't ready for that creature yet.
I'll tell you what, go on. Lynette, big up.
No well.
I need some milk.
No well. No well. No well.
Soundboard now work so good enough, but me catch it up for work.
I go take you to hell.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
I think I want Truckman Noel did hire.
No, not this. How this
We didn't think I want Truckman Noel hire Jamaica, but I never won.
How this happen?
Noel hire our next Truckman to take the cow from the Lindos Road to carry down a KPA.
Something went wrong.
See
that.
In power, but they will be in power. And when they spread
nothing good spirit.
Right here, sir. Sorry, guys.
And nothing can stop if we win it. Don't strike me down. Don't hold me down. Yeah.
Yes.
The children are energized in East
Me no want to talk about no
just as how the people in East Portland are.
Kind of bigger than me.
Yeah, what the people say? No water in East Portland.
None.
No water in East Portland. And I want to tell the economic colonizers like Jacqueline Stuart Lecker.
Here we go.
The truth is an offense, Jacqueline Stuart Lecker.
Here we go.
The truth is an offense.
Mm-hmm.
You send people here today to serve me. Lawsuit, about cease and desist.
We need help, Jesus.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
And in 10 days' time, if I don't take down my video them, the video them not coming down, Jacqueline Lecker. All I did was ask questions.
Whoa!
That is funny, honey. That's funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
So, according to Andre, he was served papers by Jacqueline Lecker Stewart. You see? And this is all alleged. Everything is alleged. If this is true, I don't know why these people do this now, because what they're doing now is that they're showing themselves up even more. If I was Jacqueline Stewart Lecker, I would shut up and I would fade away in the shadows. I wouldn't even say a word in English. You know why? Because the questions that were asked, ladies and gentlemen, is some legitimate questions. Aren't you the friend of Anne-Marie Voss? Aren't you besties? Aren't you in the positions that you're in? Weren't you somebody that was working at SSL in some capacity? I mean, when people look at all of these things, and then we look at Stuart Auto Parts getting the procurement to carry in the JUTC buses, Miss Leka, people are going to formulate their opinion when those facts are presented, and there's nothing you can do because all of those are facts. So I don't know if this piece of paper is fake or phony, you know, but I'm going to trust Andre, because Andre, look at the paper, he got the paper, but it's not even him getting the paper, you know. You know what is alarming? The circumstances around how him get the paper. That is what is alarming. Let's continue.
All I did were ask questions, and you're not above the law, Jacqueline Lecker.
Mighty God.
Because public funds were paid over to Stuart Autos Sales Limited.
When the time come, some are got charged for corruption. Oh yes.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
For the new bus, them we are coming, and we want to know, how did your company end up getting the new bus? Were there procurement processes? Anne-Marie Voss' best friend, Daryl Voss' very good friend. So how she end up with the contract for carrying the bus them?
Exactly.
So all your talk, Jacqueline, me not get tonight with you tonight because when them I try doing is try to silence Andre. When come tell them what happened today. Today we there, you can't see them the Santa. Today we there. And Kwani said to me, say, Smaddy dey on my veranda.
You hear this?
Mr. Kwani, I don't expect anybody, you know. Kwani I said to the person, say, kindly leave. The man not leave my veranda. The man have him and himself a video my house and a video Jamaica. The other one outside and him a video my house. So me I tell himself, come out from my property.
No, more ask that question. Isn't that like trespassing? Isn't that trespassing? Oh, you're just walking past somebody's property. You not call, you not shout, and then you have video. Very interesting. If this is how that went down, yeah. You know, say Andre connected to the good liar them, so you know we go. Yeah.
Come up and throw the letter upon me.
Hi, welcome to Reliable Mission.
Hey, nobody ramp with the youths them. I want to that little advertisement, man. Behave yourself. Humble.
Say my belly. What when me want? Me not want nobody nothing Jamaica.
Yeah.
And they videoed me this morning.
In your own house.
So this is what is happening in the country now, Jamaica.
Wow.
But I won't be sad. In a me towel me there, you know.
Let me just say this right now. None of you no come on my yard, you know. None of you no come on my yard. Send it through the post office box. I don't not expect none of those things from nobody. I will look on my thing. Everything alleged. Everything is alleged. If I be a question me ask, and based off of facts, me give me opinion. Yes? And we're all entitled to that. Yes? Good. Let's continue.
Rock me.
Oh, go on there, sir. No, man, this is safe. Hold on there. So how come my box stop work? No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Hold on there. But it's on. It's connected. Oh, it's not connected. I don't know what just happened. Why is it not connected? How are you really going? So, alright.
But we know Jamaica. My liar up already. Time come. Time come, Jackie. Time come. Yeah.
So, Andre, tear up the paper. What me I try to figure out, you know? Pat W, how you doing? What I am trying to figure out. Lord have mercy. So I'm to my microphone now. No, you don't work, Lord. Something wrong, brother.
So we are going to put to pieces with the wickedness going on into Jamaica. So we are ripping off. People fed up by the economic colonizers in this country. Fed up by them Jamaica. And we just a weird pound now.
Wow.
Weird pound. Weird pound. Me not say nothing more to Unu, you know. Me not getting no more activities with Unu, you know, Jamaica. Only things I'm afraid. Jacqueline, tell your friend Daryl Vaz. Tell your friend Daryl Vaz, I'm going to report it, Jacqueline. So you send man, you have to come video me at my house. Where their procurement processes? Anne-Marie Vaz's best friend. And Daryl Vaz, very good friend. So how she end up with the contract to carry the bus them?
Weird.
So all your talk, Jacqueline.
Hey, big up my African people in my place, you know. No, man, what happened is that, you know, them look wires and thing, you know, it's technology, so the microphone go out, the speaker go out, so I was wondering what's the problem. But I figured it out. Big up my people from Africa. We have Africa in the building, you know, ladies and gentlemen. My God, we have Africa in the building. Abu Sesa. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Abu Sesa. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, you know, man. Big up yourself, you know. Abu Sesa from Africa. One love. You understand? Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with this situation here with this lady here.
Me not getting night with you tonight because what them I try doing is try to silence Andre. Why you come tell them what happened today with there, you can't see them this one time. Today with there, and Kwani said to me, say, smarty up on my veranda. Mr. Kwani, I don't expect anybody else.
Something is not right.
Kwani said to the person, say,
Tell about them.
The man not leave my veranda. The man have him and himself.
Hey, who mess is this? Who mess is this?
A video my house and a video Jamaica. The other one outside and him a video my house. So me I tell him, so come off from my property.
Yes.
Come off. Him throw the liquor upon me. Say my belly.
Fitzroy, big up from Virginia.
Me not want nobody nothing Jamaica.
Yes.
And they videoed me this morning.
Wow.
So this is what is happening in the country now, Jamaica. But I won't be sad. You know me towel me there, you know. Cause I wrap up. Wrap up, Jamaica.
Yes.
Video them a video me house. And when no one go do show on the bad man friend them.
Yes.
Show on the bad man intimidation. You are your friend. Jacqueline. We know I know you behind this, you know. We know I know you, Jacqueline.
Mighty God.
Me know say your big man friend, your swinger friend. We know your swinger friend behind it. Because him can't come for me, so I send other people for me.
Hey, why?
All lies will be exposed. That's all.
No, sir.
And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
So, how it look like, say, I silence them, I try silence the blogger them, so, and I try intimidate the blogger them and independent journalists them. Yeah? And what am I try do? Hey, may I tell them, say, you know, I wrong time in our history, you know. It's the wrong time in our history. When we have a man like Ibrahim Traore from Africa, where I'm blessed up the people in from Africa. When you have like Ibrahim Traore, where I show yourself, we can stand firm and stand against the evil and be independent and build our own country without the termite them, the chichi them. It is not that time for them feet where you say pole dancer. Can't bother. Yeah, we not in foolishness, Bridget. We stand with Andre and we stand with all our vlogger them where do the right thing and I show evidence and asking critical questions. Yes, of course. That's what go on. Go on this way.
But we know Jamaica. My liar up already. Time come. Time come, Jacqueline. Time come.
Mighty
Time
God.
come. Yeah.
Embarrassing.
We need some milk.
Andre never have to tear up the paper so fine, bro. You want to see how Andre tear up the paper? Beverly, what's up? No, sir, Andre. Andre, rip it up to shreds.
So we are going to rip it to pieces for the wickedness one having to Jamaica people.
Dash upon them.
So we are ripping up.
Dash upon
People
them.
fed up on the economic colonizers in this country. Fed up on them Jamaica. And we just a wait for uno. Wait for uno. Wait for uno. Wait for uno. Me not say nothing more to uno, you know. Me not getting no more activities with uno, you know, Jamaica. Only things I'm afraid. Jacqueline, tell your friend Daryl Vaz.
Big up yourself, Beverly.
Tell your friend Daryl Vaz, I'm going to report it, Jacqueline.
Like up the live, guys. Like up the live. Like up the live. Like up the live. Like up the live, please.
I told me that I go up on the road, I'm going to report it to the police. And I'm going to report it to the police.
Hope you reported this morning.
I'm going to report it to the police, Jamaica.
Of course.
Take the words with flows, cash the ready.
Afi report that, bro. Afi, there's a must. And if not, but now, maybe. You understand? No joke.
Send the man them for video me. I try intimidate. Jacqueline, you are your friend Anne-Marie and Daryl Vaz can't intimidate me. The streets know the streets and the streets know the code. And freedom of expression in this country will not be silenced.
And democratic country.
Nasty, dirty skullduggeries.
And Ramsey, what's
Andre
up?
Stevens. When you never get the chance to silence me.
Yes.
When you never get the chance to kill me off. When you never get the chance for winning a court. Hello?
It's Andre.
So in here what go on the people. But now get in the other part side you can watch. And you can go over there go watch and listen and what the thing go on. You understand? People call it and share them thoughts about it. Even Dr. Hunter called it. And was, you know, speaking on that particular situation specifically. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section about that. We're gonna move on to the next topic, alright? Thank you. Alright, let's go. So that. apparently Miss Leka. We see how the Wednesdays. Vernon, what's up? Yes. Because you see, Andrew's show is unique, you know. And this is why. Him have a whole segment. When we say unique, outside of him, the only other person when we know what do it on that level they are calling bell, where you can call in and they have conversation and interaction and people share their thoughts and then type of way there. You know? So him and Colin Bell are the two who really entertain that the most. You know, my good friend Anissa Bell do it sometime, you know, but you know, she not really go live as consistently and as often as she can because you know life is life, don't it? Pick up Anissa Bell also. Andre kinda unique with Colin Bell in another way the way. You know, them get the people them call in and them interact and them share them views. Why them me not lie? Some things that them share, boy, me I wonder Jano. But anyway, I saw it got freedom of speech, don't it? We're moving on to the next thing. So that this one, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Boy, Mystic Sensation. Boy, I tell you, say, I am tasked, ladies and gentlemen, to not say much dissect, but to really highlight certain utterances and certain ideas and evidence that is presented, and this is no different because you know, me just feel like to the audience that this needs to be echoed. So let's go.
Right. Brother Ratigan, remember that support the positive, you know, I'm not going to you know, answer it to them.
No. I'm prepared to answer it.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and answer that question.
Yes, she was asking whether or not the federal authorities they inspected the buses.
Yes.
And to the best of my knowledge, they don't have to inspect the buses. The buses are being exported, and it's a private concern that's exporting the buses, not the federal government. So they're not issuing any warranty or anything. That's a private contract. But keep in mind that the minister said that experts from Jamaica went to check out the buses. So if it's true that the federal government checked out the buses, then they would have issued a warranty if that is the case. So why would you need additional personnel to go check out the buses from Jamaica? Again, it's another.
Oh, so for them all data come from me, I wonder what a scripting sound there.
But here's something that we did on Saturday that I just want people to understand this. That when we did our own assessment.
Listen carefully.
We did our own assessment.
Listen.
Of the bus situation, right?
Yes.
And we did a operating cost versus the revenue, because remember it's not free.
Yes.
Even though the Prime Minister said it was free, it's not free. Free is not free. Free is $100 per child per round trip every day, 5 days a week. And when we looked at the drivers, what we did was we looked at driver salaries, diesel fuel, maintenance, insurance, parts and repair. We even put a 10% in for inflation, and we looked at total operating costs. When we looked at total operating costs for those 110 buses, and he said 10 would be in operation and 100 and would keep 10 back to do this and to do that. And we were generous with the salaries too, because we said each driver make $40,000 a year, which we know that we won't. But we said, no, give it to them. The total operating cost is $10.4 million to run the fleet. The total fare revenue that they can collect from the poor people comes up to $40.2 million. That leaves a surplus of $29.8 million American dollars. The question that nobody has asked him, and he has not seen it fit to offer an explanation, is, what are you going to do with this $29.8 million?
Emotional damage.
big up the government. Respect. But you see me? The truth is just the truth. I have to respect it. Our country now run right. Our country now run right.
The question that nobody has asked him, and he has not seen it fit to offer an explanation is, what are you going to do with this $29.8 million? You can't say it's for maintenance because maintenance already paid for. You can't say it's for insurance, that's paid for. You can't say it's for parts and repair, that's paid for. You can't say it's for salaries, that's paid for. So what are you going to do with $29.8 million? We haven't seen a single document or we haven't heard a single statement saying the money we're going to make from the students paying $100 a day, we are going to do this with this. They're very silent about it. And then keep in mind, the Prime Minister promised these people in St. Thomas, he said, there's 7 buses operating and it will be for free. Now, the minister recently said it's going to be $100 per person per day. So if the Prime Minister is going to give the people in St. Thomas free busing to and from school, then how is that fair and equitable to the rest of the country? That they have to pay $100, but over here, it's free. Free is not free. They're good.
People, millions of US dollars the man say, you know? Not Jamaica, you know. So where's that money going? Who is benefiting from that profit? Where is it going? When Mark Golding say we're gonna put that 1.something billion, especially in the rural areas, the taxi men, them roads where you know the bus them can't go. It's actually, I think I heard Head Boy say it best. It's going to help with the economy of those areas. That 1.4 billion into the local pockets of local people, the regular man, and then you have the East. They have the East program. You have the food initiative. I don't remember that program is for the PMP, but with the food and the farmers, them is gonna produce the food for the schools. More money from the government going into the local economy, right at the grassroots level. It's a stimulus package, and it's not. We're just giving you the money. Yeah, there's actual value that is being exchanged. I just wanted to point that out for the person that said the PMP don't have a plan. But the plan of the JLP, it appears, it seems, until them answer the question, is that money that Rattigan is asking about, it's not going to benefit the local persons. Those millions of US dollars is not going to benefit the local market. It's not. So which plan you guys prefer? The one where our kids are still safe, because I don't know what this argument come from about. Everybody is now shitting on the local transport people. All of a sudden I saw this video of this lady. I didn't react to it because if I did, then it would seem like I'm attacking a woman, and I don't want to go there. Right? Because she's just so stuck in pure nonsense. And I cannot take the nonsense, and I cannot take the victim, the women that become victims when they jump in the arena of public opinion. So I said, you know what? Let me leave it alone. Because in this space, you have to have tough skin. People say all type of things about me in the comment section. And that's what I deal with based off of my opinion on things. And I don't have time to clap back at all of them. Water off of my back. You get what I'm saying? But she was lambasting everybody saying, oh, Mark Golding want to get, we putting them in a danger because of the school, where the taxi driver them a do, a grape off the pity them and a breed them up. And I'm like, so you're telling me that every taxi driver is engaging in illegal activity by having sex with these minors? That's what she's saying, you know. And she not factoring in that these individuals will be under contract, and also that there's a memorandum that they'll have to sign, a memorandum of understanding. It's like the code of conduct that Andrew Holness never wanted to sign and the rest of the government didn't sign, and none of them never signed it from the JLP. It's something like that they would have to sign to be a part of the thing. So there will be legal consequences, harsher legal consequences, if they are to break those rules. You understand? It is something to help to protect our children. Yes? Yes? So, I don't know. I don't understand why why are you reinventing the wheel? The guys already have vehicles. They're privately owned. You vet them to make sure that they don't have any criminal record and any past to suggest that they would harm our children. And, you know, there's a continuous eyeball on the situation to continue to protect our kids. I mean, what are we talking about? But anyway, I digress. Really want to know where this money, what they're going to use this money to do. They never explained it, and we need to know. Let's continue.
Going to pay 100. And keep in mind that the whole purpose of this, you know, was to ease the financial burden on the families in rural Jamaica, so that their children can get a really good, well, not a real good, an education. But look at what they did. They spent 1.4 billion buying buses that are decommissioned, essentially. And they're sending the children to a school where they don't have any teachers, they don't have proper facilities. How the hell is that going to help them to learn? Yeah. A bus ride is going to help them to learn. They're still going to the same school where they don't have the facilities and they don't have the teachers. To me, it would make more sense to say, okay, let's spend this money then on keeping teacher retention, fixing up the schools, the termites and man off the furniture. I could do something about that, clean up the place and provide meals for the children and all of these. It sounds like it would make more sense to me. And then, remember now, teenagers are building.
I'm glad it went on an advertisement. So happy it went on an advertisement. Because I want to address two things. One is what Rattigan just said makes a ton of sense. We have an issue with our schools and our children not coming out literate. Wouldn't it make sense to, one, pay the teachers the money that they're asking for so we can retain them? Much like how the government said, you know, if you want to keep us, right, if you want to keep the great minds that we are, you have to pay us more money. Right, so they gave themselves a 200 to 300% increase. And Nigel Clark still run with our IMF. It never keep him. But I digress. Wouldn't it make sense to pay the teachers? Wouldn't it make sense to clean up the schools and create an environment for good learning? Use that money to do so. Because giving them a bus ride to school is not going to help in that regard. It's not going to help. You have to fix the fundamental problems within the school system first. You understand? It would make more sense to invest the money into that. So I totally agree with Mr. Rattigan. Now, I want to address this person. J. Bless says, from we born, at first we see the country functioning on its own, not borrowing or getting hand down. That is a lie from the pits of hell. Do you know how much money and grants this government has gotten from the UN and otherwise? Even in the pandemic, do you know how much money was sent to this country? And even when Beryl hit us, do you know how much millions of US dollars we got? We don't even know where those monies are, because the Auditor General cannot get good audits from this government to account for where those monies are. We don't know if them chop the money. We don't know where the money gone. They did get money for people in a burial Ain't how much people house or school and fix it and them something there. What are you talking about? The other day the man them borrow how much money from the IMF. What are you talking about? Huh? Just go look it up. If you're gonna talk about not borrowing money, PJ Patterson PR of the IMF and said bye. PJ Patterson do that. So, listen. Don't come with the foolishness under the comment section. You understand? Because I don't know what country you're living in. Countries in the worst state. Maggots in the linen, in St. Anne's Bay Hospital, the linen, maggots. That's the best the country is under. Maggots. Unbelievable. Sassy 81, how you doing, love? That person is out of their minds, man. Anyway, moving on.
Remember, and we went back to the Constitution last week. This busting, believe me, it's a lot more than meets the eye.
Yes.
We went back and said, look, the first thing we looked at with this busting is the Constitution. What does the Constitution say? It says you have a right to an environment that's free from pollution and this and that. Constitution says that, Jamaican Constitution. And then right after that, what happened? The next step, the Prime Minister come out and the UN or one of them said, hey, we want to commend Jamaica because of the reduction in emissions, because of how them deal with the car situation and whatnot. Then the Prime Minister come out and say, we're going to bring in electric buses because we want to save the environment and all of this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly then guess what? We play the video. Barbados got free electric buses from China.
Barbados got free electric buses from China. So you tell me, say, we are linked with China, couldn't get free electric buses for our children. There's a study that Mystic Sensation put out about the emissions from these old school buses. You understand? It is damaging to the environment and to the kids, the breathing of these and people overall. These old diesel buses. So how is the government of Jamaica moving towards cleaner energy? And that's the reason why certain age vehicles cannot come in the country. Big up yourself, Curdell Martin. That is the reason why it can't come in the country, It is an effort to have, us have a cleaner environment. So you have the newer vehicles that is not pushing out so much bad emissions. So why are we going 10,000 years backwards with these old buses? It is indefensible. It is not safe. It is not healthy. Right? And the amount that we paid for it, it is egregious. All of it is skullduggery. I don't know if it was well thought through or they thought about it well. You know what I'm saying? Big up yourself from Canada. Blessings. I don't know if they thought about it well. Bless up yourself, Wayne Evans. I don't know if they thought about it well enough. Right? Me I gotta block that person. Because I'd be a foolish system attack, PJ Patterson and Omar Davis rep Jamaica brought her to his knees. We are not going back. Goodbye. Can't take the foolishness. The IMF. What more wreckage can you get than what the JLP did? Broke an agreement with the IMF. Did not tell them. The IMF said, listen, we're not going to deal with you anymore. Not only did the IMF say they're not going to deal with you, the World Bank said they're not deal with Jamaica anymore. It was actually Portia Simpson Miller that had to go on her knees and beg because they wrecked our financial reputation. Imagine none of those entities, right? IMF, World Bank, and another one. I don't remember the other banking entity. Somebody can remind me, right? Somebody can remind me. Like this argument about PJ in the country is absolutely ridiculous. Did he get some things wrong? Did he do some things wrong that I don't agree with? Yes. But wreck the country? No. Not wreck the country. No, not hurt the country. Portia Simpson Miller had to clean up the mess of the Jamaica Labour Party, and that's facts. You see, you can't pull the wool over people's eye that is studying, you know. And when the evidence presented to us, we are actually looking at it, you know. Right? You can't tell with these things. Rubbish. We have to run with them rubbish there. Now back to Mr. Back to the general. Because the last part that we really need to play because it's serious. We don't want this go over on ahead. No distractions.
That's free from pollution and this and that. Constitution says that, Jamaican country. And then right after that, what happened? The next step, the Prime Minister come out and, the UN or one of them say, hey, we want to commend Jamaica because of the reduction in emissions, because of how them deal with the car situation and whatnot. Then the Prime Minister come out and say, we are going to bring in electric buses because we want to save the environment and all of this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly then guess what? We play the video. Barbados got free electric buses from China. You know why? Because they have grants for countries, developing countries, that are doing their best to control the emissions with the environment. To protect the environment, they give out grants, not loans, grants. Barbados have a fleet of buses. Then we show electric buses in South Africa, and we ended up showing school buses in California. You know what those school buses do? They sell power back to the grid. There's solar power and electric power, and then when they park at night, they push power back to the grid, and they make money. And we say, why is it that our people never thought about these things when they go buy these buses? Why? And Mystic, you showed last week, buses that they claim to be new were 11 years old and 12, 14 years old and 15 years old.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Daryl Vaz, Andrew Owens, all I know that is defending these buses. Every which way you look at it, this was a step back. Not a step back, this was 1,000 step back. This was not a progressive move. It was not a progressive move. It doesn't. If you're going to look at it from a clean air and environment perspective, if you're going to look at it of the ages of the buses and how much performance and value they can give you over a short period of time without giving you high cost of repair. Listen, Jamaican roads is not in the condition for those buses to maneuver one drop in a wrong patrol, brother. I'm telling you. We're not going to hear about transmission or type of problem. All of the Lynette Bolo are the wrong person. Them are got trouble. Sonia Graham, big up. Alfred Russell, big up. So, look at that. You have these grants so them can get electric buses. Why they never explore that option? Oh, there's no money in that. There's no possible returns in that. There's no possibility of skullduggery because it's free. I see the problem. I see where it is. But let's continue. Let's continue.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Hold on there. Then I hear me all the time. Oh crap. I was saying that Rattigan is making an excellent point about the environment, ladies and gentlemen. They could have explored that option, and they did that. And they're talking about buses that is gonna give back energy. Don't we have an energy problem? Isn't light bill just entirely too high? This could have really been transformational. Daryl Vaz had an opportunity to actually do something that was close to what Peter Bunting did in terms of the buses, because he is the energy minister, so it would tie in. Why is he not thinking like this? No, this is why you need the right people in you know. Why is Daryl Vaz the minister of energy and all of these things? Technology. So why he's not using technology, right, to supplement to get cheaper energy? And then he had the audacity to say this was one of the most transformational things ever since independence. Man, listen, bro. Whose man's is this, bro?
Hey, whose man's is this?
If you notice, Minister Vaz will go around and he'll defend the program.
Yes.
I remember we said, look, this is not a new program. We showed this. The JLP initiated a pilot in 2017. The JLP initiated a pilot rural school bus service in 2017.
I want you guys to pay attention to this. The JLP initiated a pilot. Keywords, initiated a pilot. And you're soon going to understand what that means. Listen carefully, ladies and gentlemen, all right?
And you know what? They got $200 million for that program. And who administered that program? The 3 people responsible for more than 150 million missing from the coffers over the Ministry of Education. Dean Roy Bernard, Grace McLean, and Ruel Reid. All 3 of them, they were there when that program started.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Never play that back.
And you know what? They got $200 million for that program. And who administered that program? The 3 people responsible for more than 150 million missing from the coffers over the Ministry of Education. Dean Roy Bernard, Grace McLean, and Ruel Reid. All 3 of them, they were there when that program started. So this
1 second, right again. No, the school bus program was an MP-driven thing, and it went back to when Dr. Omar Davies was transport minister.
Yeah, but you notice what I said though. Yeah. You notice what I said. I said the JLP started the pilot in 2017. The PNP started the program in 2015. I'm aware of that. Yeah, let's be clear. Since you bring it out, let's be clear about these people. Like I tell people, I'm not about party or politics. I'm about people. But the truth must be not only the truth; it must be told. The PNP started this rural school bus program in 2015. They started it. And we are going to show the people evidence of that. They started it. What did they lost the election?
I showed proof of that already on the program. I got it from Wayne Lonesome. Mr. Wayne Lonesome showed the rural bus program. It was actually very effective. And the kids, I think I need to pull that up. And the kids actually gave their views about their experiences. Jay, bless Jay, big up. They gave their experiences about the buses. Yeah, I played it. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Early 2016, and the JLP suspended the program. And then in 2017, August 2017, they came out and said, we're doing a pilot. I want to get 200 million. And you know what happened? Here's how them so silly. They came out in August 2017 and said, we're going to roll out a pilot in September 2017. How you going to roll out a pilot? When was this planning? When did this planning take place? What, August for September? That's nonsense. So they stopped the program and then they restarted the program. And let me tell you this. Let me just share something with all of you. I spent the best part of today going through the budget, the regular submission and the supplemental. And there is not a single line item entry for $200 million for the school, for the rural school bus program. Not one. And nobody is asking questions. So wait, what happened to 200 million? 200 million. Want to do with it back in 2017? I am asking the question. I filed my ATI already. I asked them the question. I said to them, give me the documentation about this program in 2017. What? Give me all the documentation concerning the contract, the procurement, and the item. Want to purchase? Because when they say a bus is not purchased, I don't know if a bus or a car or whatever, but whatever you guys purchase, give me the documentation. Because I want to see. Because guess what happened? We haven't heard about a single bus purchased in 2017.
Exactly.
Where are those buses? Where? So there's
what again?
Emotional damage. What did you say, bro? Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Help. We see out of the ladder.
We need a divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need it. Help. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge. Straight is a liberator job.
This need crowd. So let me get this straight, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get this straight. Ian Wagwan. Let me get this straight. So, y'all try to tell me, say, 200 million. $200 million. A program, something was budgeted for $200 million. And you're telling me that the $200 million, we're not getting the receipts. And that them I try to tell me, sir. Me really want to know. Do you guys remember this $200 million bus system from 2017? How is it possible that you budget a program for $200 million, but yet still there's no receipts for the $200 million? Me don't know that kind of weird. That is kind of weird. That is kind of unbelievable. So, me really interested to hear how it's going to progress with Rattigan looking for the ATI. I hear him say he's looking to get the ATI. He requested the ATI, but he has not gotten it yet. You know, me I will start asking Mr. Lonesome to give me the file them. Cause the man have crazy file, you know. Because what me I try to do, I try to find the school bus. My God. In the meantime, I could hear a Daisy I said, Jesus. This bad. This really, really bad. This is really, really bad. I will go on this a while ago. I hope I'm not a problem.
Rattigan,
Alright.
$200 million for those buses and $400 million for the used car. That's $600 million combined. And there's nothing to show for it.
And by the way, the used car, the used car was in 2016, 2017. There are still 31 cars that have not been delivered to the government of Jamaica. They were back in 2017.
Brother Ratty, I have a call on the line that I want to one for her.
We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody. Man or woman.
Hey Selena, what's up, love? So, not only 600 million. Why Daisy just put a bombshell on me. So you're telling me $600 million, a majority of that could possibly be fleeced by this government? Where's the actual? We're looking for your key. Here it is. You left it right here, so on the lock. Alright. Yes. So you're telling me that $600 million, a large majority, because remember, you know, as he said, 30 plus police cars were paid for and not delivered, and the money is gone, right? And that individual that is responsible for that is still a high-ranking member of this political party. And I'm asking my Jamaican people, what can go so? How do we, with open arms, accept this level of incompetence and skullduggery? How would I accept it? I just don't understand. It is actually baffling to me. We have to do better, people. We have to hold them to account. We all have to get more involved. Right? Oh, here we go. I think I found it. Yes. Father God, I want to thank you. Thank you, Father God. People, I want you guys to hear for yourselves. And for those that watch the uploads, see for themselves. Right? The school bus system which Mr. Rattigan is speaking, that the PMP initiated. Big up Mr. Wayne Loan, so make sure to go over there and subscribe. Click the bell and click all. Here we go.
School children in Clarendon are riding to classes in safety and comfort. Since February 2015, they've been on board the Rural Safe School Transportation Program.
It's an example to other areas.
This landmark project was conceptualized by the Clarendon Parish Council. It's now a successful partnership involving the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing, the Transport Authority, Jamaica Constabulary Force, schools in the parish, and private bus operators. It began by transporting 1,700 students from 3 Clarendon high schools, but has since expanded to 7 schools and is looking to accommodate.
You see what the PMP do? Them target the school, so them go drop me at the school. Them target the school and them drop. What's this? Continue.
Yes.
Even more. 10 private bus operators were brought on board to supplement the initial 3 JUTC buses. Those private bus operators had to sign a memorandum of understanding, agreeing to adhere to standards set out by the Transport Authority.
It is a standard-driven program,
yes.
And we do everything to ensure that the standards are maintained. Any operator that fails to maintain the standards will not be maintained in the program. Safe, the emphasis on safe. And so the buses that are utilized in this program have to meet certain structural integrity criteria. They have to be safe, they have to be clean, they have to have safety gadgets attached to them.
It mirrors the St. Catherine's school bus program, which was launched in September 2013, and the school's transportation program in Portmore and Manchester.
We work closely with the school, the PTA and the school administration to ensure that our students are adhering to the timetables, so that again it becomes part of their own discipline to ensure punctuality, which later on redound in a high level of productivity.
For the long term, government sees the system in Clarendon, St. Catherine and Manchester as a blueprint for fine-tuning strategies to institute a national rural school transportation service.
We won't be able to replicate JUTCs all over the island, but nonetheless, within the constraints of the resources available to us, I commit that my ministry will work with the relevant parties in providing safe transportation to and from school for all our school children.
The Clarendon example points to huge benefits from such a system.
Arrival at school on time, improvement in punctuality at school, improvement in attendance. And what I mean by improvement in attendance? Because students are not benefiting from lower fare, traveling comfort, no more lapping up, restoration of discipline, again no lewd and loud music, no careless and reckless driving. Operators are more courteous.
It's a breath of fresh air for us at Garvey myself, because we were exposed initially to like the shuttle buses. But now that that does not exist anymore, we feel assured that our students will come ready for learning, settled.
We normally arrive at school very late because of the shuttle buses.
they didn't have any specific time to pick us up. And at times, I was really annoyed by the music and the lapping up. Now I can go to school in style and comfort.
And also the students, they get to integrate.
If I'm not able to study at home, I'm able to study in the bus on my way to school.
Everybody want the AC, so everybody take the bus. So we appreciate it and we love it a lot. We thank the government a lot for putting this service in place for us.
It's very important that we ensure that our children are safe all the time, but particularly on the way to and from school. Through creative thinking, we can provide a worthy service which allows our children to move to and from safely and in some level of comfort.
So, when I hold that on the screen,
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That school bus system was implemented before. Basically the JLP does what it does. Them steal the idea. They acted as if it was theirs. But really and truly, it is the PMPs. It goes back as far as 2013. I say nothing is wrong with you enhancing an idea that you heard from somebody else, but please give them the credit. You know, that is the egregious part of it. Give them the credit that they deserve. Don't act as if it's yours. Oh, I just created this. You're a lame. You are a lame individual for that. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a lame entire governmental party for that. You should be ashamed of yourself. Trying to take credit. And then what you did was not follow the thing exactly. You know, you went for old buses. You notice what they did? You heard what the student said? We thank the government. I can study going to school. Comfortable, AC, safe, no lewd music. Memorandum being signed by the gentlemen. And if they go against it, there was safety gadgets installed in the buses. Come on, man. Come on. No, Black Barbie. Listen. They took it. The idea that the JLP is putting out now, they took it from the idea. It's not the same idea now. But the inception of the idea was kids going to school from the rural areas in a safe rural school bus system. The PMP had a rural school bus system and it was safe. There was no issues. So now they want to get these bigger buses now and put it all over the island. But guess who is not going to benefit? The local people. Whoever is running the bus system, all the profit is going to them. I want you guys to pay attention to that. Right? You heard how much money Rattigan spoke about that they would actually earn in US dollars. Who is actually going to earn it? What is it going to go to? These are questions. But we are going to watch it unfold. But then not long. We are going to move on to the next thing. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section. Alright? Man, I got a lot to cover. Lord have mercy. Boy, how much I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn! Let me do my rushy now. Let me do my rushy. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good day, wherever you are in the world. It's your brother Bolo V. And now remember to like, share, and subscribe to the platform. Let's hear this from Bangarang. This is Bangarang, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it. Bangarang from Andre Stevens. Lord have mercy. Lord, no. What just happened? No, I hate when that happened. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo V. And now we're in this space again. We are here to share the Bangarang from Andre Stevens. So now hear this. Get on a cheer. You understand? Get to the popcorn. And let's get into it. Alright? Good.
Somewhere from the Middle East. A funder from the Jamaica Labour Party from the Middle East court.
Bangarang
dropped the funds, approximately $1 billion was dropped on Friday.
Hey, one with a B.
I am being told, Jamaica,
billion with a B,
that one of the top rats, in the Jamaica Liver Park, having heard that the Middle East funder dropped the $1 billion, stopped everything he was doing and went to the cookie jar.
Mighty God.
One of the adhesive fingers decided to stop, change his route, head to Belmont Road, and took from the cookie jar.
Mighty God.
But there was another rat.
Yes.
Who became vehemently upset.
Yes.
Because he was the duty to do what Courtney distribute the monies.
Ooh.
What? But the monies now are totally off because Big Rat decide him going into the cookie jar and take him pile first.
Mighty God. This is all alleged.
So what is happening now?
Roland, how you doing?
A problem. A brew.
Come on, people, like up the live, man.
Big Rat and Little Rat. Sure. A war.
Hey, y'all, please remember to hit the like button. I know y'all come in sometimes and y'all forget, but the main thing, man, y'all gotta hit the like button, man. And share the live stream. Come on now. Stop playing. Support. The like button is free, you heard?
If you say the money not share up properly down a Belmont Road. The money not share up properly down a Belmont Road. The money don't share properly.
This is crazy, bro.
Down a Belmont Road.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Go the turn.
So Jamaica tonight, I am being told. Big Rat and Little Rat at odds. You think me I go tell Uno who are Big Rat and Little Rat? I am not telling the names of Little and Big Rat because the person said to me, Andre, more is coming and I will tell you the more that is coming. Left it this up in now, Jamaica. But Little Rat and Big Rat. The way say we must buy 15? Rat, Jamaica. 15. Little Rat and Big Rat.
I want to play this morning.
Little Rat and Big Rat is at odds.
Let me go find out.
And it's going to be one piece of bangarang. Hello, good night.
Good night, Andre.
Yes, sir.
Work with Salama.
But
Seminar. Me no want go down there. Seminar. Go down there. Something did I keep Sunday for whole about. This is 3 man argument.
You didn't see the argument. You hear about the argument.
That is funny, honey. Because one thing with me, you know.
You observe it.
Like when I watch PMP meeting, me watch PMP meeting, can me hear myself.
Yes.
And I watch the meeting. Because one thing with me, you know.
You observe it.
Like when I watch PMP meeting, me watch GLP meeting, can me hear myself.
Yes.
And when I saw the commotion between Mr. Portland.
Hey! One of the rats!
Ball out! Whoa!
What you say?
Emotional damage. Teacher, I have more JLP friends who are willing to tell me what is happening in the JLP than some PNP willing to tell me what's happening in the PNP.
Yeah.
My friend said when the meeting started a while back, matter of fact, the man in Portland his color had changed.
Why?
Yeah? And there was a heated exchange between him and the Prime Minister on the platform.
Ball out! Whoa!
And why you get it?
One teacher, you know me. You know I do my homework. And you teach me, you know. But it is not done there. Because I think when I miss out that there's a 3. So one of the reasons, and I can tell you where the money comes from. I'll tell you where it came from. It came from Saudi Arabia.
What you said?
No, the money came from Saudi Arabia. Because if you remembered, in the latter part of last year, when the turmoil in the Middle East was happening, the Saudis were actually planning on investing in Burnham Field. Yes? Minister Bartlett had met with them then, and the Saudis had one request. The Saudis said, you need to change your position on Palestine. You remember that?
Yes.
You remember when Saudi man visit Jamaica 12 o'clock in the midnight and eat the fullness? That's where the money is coming from, my friend.
So that's where the money come from?
Yes. And the player that's involved in it, they have made one request. So if LP were to form government, for you, Albany will not be in that cabinet. So the Saudis say they don't want to see him.
Bangarang.
And that's one of the requirements for them giving the JLP funding.
Oh.
Yeah, that they don't want. Remember, Albany went down Oman and mashed up the bank of Oman in a Muscat, you know. And this is the Tsar and the Middle East. This is who we're asking to bring. That's why we can't get an investment from the Middle East.
Thank you for reminding Jamaica tonight.
They cut the sweetheart deal because I'll tell you where the and I'm going to expose my good friends in the Middle East.
But the Saudis, them not going to get any returns on investment because the Labour Party not going to win the election.
No, but listen, the Labour Party is playing with fire. The Labour Party should understand that the Saudis will never respect them. The Saudis were friends of Michael Manley. Remember that we were always a part of non-aligned movement. Yes? So the PNP always had good respect, particularly in Libya, Saudi Arabia, Qatar. A lot of those countries had respected Michael Manley for his non-aligned contribution. But I have to say, teacher, it not start yet. Because what make you think man vex? Because remember the bus money was supposed to be one particular individual, you know, and it have been shared about 5 ways.
Mighty God.
So now man I try to recoup. Anyway, teacher, you go teach your class.
No,
all I have to
ending the class right now.
More war is coming. It not start yet. Because there are certain persons, particularly in the JLP now, who are going to be on their own. They can't go attract the financing that they previously could. So it's going to create a lot of fight in do you know, there are a lot of private sector groups, particularly the ones who are disappointed in the Prime Minister, who are not going to take up their money and give it to the JLP.
Wow.
They're not going to give them it. So but what we need to ask the teachers I go is we need to ask for, and I'm saying it, we need to know who the donors of all political parties are.
True.
If you don't want your name published, not donate.
Yes.
Yes. Because then when we see contracts commensurate with your donations, then we can know what kind of skullduggery are going.
That is true.
And we need to make the donations of political parties public.
True.
And I have for long years I've heard Professor Monroe on this issue. Both the PNP and the JLP have been dancing around it. And particularly because some people don't want to be identified. The truth is that they don't want to be identified, so then get the big contract, you know. No.
True, Edward.
And let me say how the politics run. You will have a man, never one day do a canvas in the party history.
Yes,
never
I get
one day do not work for the party. But him only take up 100,000 for the party. And him get his return on that contract sometimes is $10-15 million.
My God.
So if you understand, financing political parties in Jamaica has become a very lucrative business.
True.
A very lucrative business. Before the late D.K. Duncan, who I had the privilege of being mentored from, he was proposing that what the country should have done is the country should be able to raise the sufficient revenues, and then we could then take it back from the pool of donation from the political parties. I think that's the way. We need to have some serious electoral campaign
conversation.
Yes. All the best.
All right,
take it easy. Yeah, man.
Hello, good night.
So people, when you hear the bangarang, it is alleged that Big Rat have argument with Liquor Rat about the money. It's also alleged that according to Ed Boy, some argument go on the stage between Big Rat and Small Rat. So also alleged say the Big Rat is Andrew and the Small Rat is Daryl Vaz. Mighty God. Not my word. Not my word, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you know me. You know me I do this all time. While me I listen to this, me I look upon the concert in its entirety. And me I look upon the body language of Daryl Vaz and Andrew Ones. You understand? And me I look upon the movements of Daryl Vaz and Andrew Holness to see if I see anything suspicious. Now, I haven't seen enough, I have to say. But if you can read body language, Daryl Vaz and Andrew was not exchanging words or even looking at each other for a long period of time. What I saw in one of the clips, as a matter of fact, one of the times such man fool him on. And him, when you fool it on like this. Yeah, I saw Daryl Vaz there one at a time. Fool him on. So I'm just wondering, I'm probing. But I don't have time to probe. I guess I have to call Head Boy. And cause Head Boy called this program already, a couple times, as I don't know. Head Boy, if you're listening, give me a call, man. I need the timestamp, man. I need the timestamp when it was caught on camera. Daryl Vaz and Andrew Holness allegedly exchanging pleasantries that was not so pleasant. Because James Robertson sit down right beside Daryl Vaz, in between Daryl Vaz and Andrew, upon the stage, Yes. And one of the time I could have see James Robertson talk to Daryl Vaz and Andrew Holness just there in his phone. And him have a stern look on him face. Him look pleased. He didn't look pleased at all. But I don't know, people. I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, God is good, God is great. God is good, God is great. Let me know what you guys think about that. He also mentioned something about donations to political parties. Yeah, we need to eliminate the kickback, because there's a lot of people that came up of kickbacks in this country by donating to political parties, and it needs to stop. It is nepotism, it is cronyism, it is skullduggery, it is corruption. I don't business which party. It needs to stop. So we have to clean up Jamaica, and the electorate, the Jamaican people are the ones that need to make sure that we demand from the government, especially a People's National Party that says they're for the people. It is for us to demand of them when they get into power. We need massive changes. We need town hall meetings, back at town hall meetings. We need to have the conversations on a regular basis about what is it that we really... Jamaican people, you guys need to think about what is beneficial for us. So outside of the bangarang, right? And can we say that we're surprised that there's a possibility that this story is legit? Can we say that we're surprised? I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. Anyway, moving on to the next topic. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section, alright? Alright. Where are we now? We're back to... So, we are back to Mystic Sensation. Mighty God. Please remember to like and share the video, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the audio, yes? Let us get into the audio here.
Of this covenant. And I'm going to encourage every voter to take up their Bible and read the story of Ahab and Jezebel. I use the floor to somebody else. I have nothing more to say regarding the Angelos and Jezebel.
All right.
Read the story of Ahab and Jezebel.
All right, Puerto Rico was the right.
That is
you have
funny,
heard,
honey.
and you have witnessed that Angelos set the code of conduct. Angelos set the declaration certified. But
No, in this one, Pastor Ricky and Marino, Daisy Magazine. And I had to put them together because it was, it was like he gave her the baton and she was running to the finishing line. So listen to this. Listen to this.
Reaction against Roy Reid that will progress McLean. And maybe you also have witnessed that he improved the corruption index from 44 to 60. Tell me how you feel about these items.
Those are wishful thinking, and God bless you. Dream on. Listen, man, this is the most pathetic, diabolical, satanic, demonic prime minister in the history of Jamaica. For him to go on a platform and say, my Christian brothers and sisters, the prime minister is not a Christian.
No lies told.
Let me say it again, as a licensed ordained pastor, a licensed ordained chaplain, someone who's been in ministry for so long now, the prime minister is not a Christian. Jesus says, by their fruits, you should know them. So we can make righteous judgment based upon a person's character, by their fruits. And we know what the fruit of the Spirit is in Galatians chapter 5 from verse 22. But let me just say this. He refused to sign the Nolan Principle as it relates to the Code of Conduct for Leadership, that the Integrity Commission, they requested a course. The Integrity Commission administered the course. And at the end of the course, the People's National Party members, including current leader Mark Golden, all signed the Leadership Code of Conduct. This criminal, because he knows he's going to incriminate himself, he was dirty before he came into politics.
Definitely.
In 2007, the Prime Minister gave government contracts to one of his cronies, Robert Garvin, who gave him kickbacks, money in return, which the DCP let him off, which she should not have done. She colluded with the corrupt DPP. We can go into 2008, the following year. His former lawyer started SSL ADMAT in St. Lucia with an SSL bank account set up for him to get money from SSL, which we have proof of that, which he never declared on his statutory declarations, which he falsified his statute. And let me just say this, because I know time is against us, but Sir Byron did an awesome job, and I talked about this a couple of times before. When you re-examine his statutory declarations from 2018, 2019, and 2020, those 3 years, the Integrity Commission was not filled to capacity as it relates to staff. They were understaffed. So those 3 years, they gave the Prime Minister and current leader Mark Golden face value. But after they got staff, in other words, they took their words for what they submitted on their declarations. But after they got caught up fully staffed,
Bye, Sharon. Big up yourself,
moving
baby.
forward from 2021 to 2022, 2023, and now 2024, statute declaration that was due March of this year, 31st. The Prime Minister has these years, almost 4 years of uncertified declarations. And when Sir Byron revisit 2018, 2019, and 2020, he identified that the Prime Minister, those 3 years should never been certified, because the Prime Minister lied on all 3 of those years. Plus he lied on the rest of the years. So technically, if we should take 2018 to 2020 statutory declarations, he lied on those, and then from 21 to 24. So for 7 years, in beat Dalrymple lied on 6 years of statutory declaration by falsifying those declarations. So how could you be a standard bearer for the country, yet you cannot tell the truth? The Prime Minister is a pathological liar. The Prime Minister is the father of lies and the father of deception in the Jamaica space.
Talk to him.
The Prime Minister misled the Integrity Commission 7 years straight and lied on his statutory declarations.
Dang.
And have the nerves now to take the IC to court, to force the judge, to force the IC to certify his declaration, and the judge rejected.
Embarrassing.
You cannot be a standard bearer. The 7 Nolan principles that of good governance, integrity, accountability, transparency, honesty, objective, openness, and leadership. He lacks on every one of those grounds. He's a colossal failure. The Prime Minister is going to be the first Prime Minister to go to prison. I mean, I care when put Dennis Chung in other space. Dennis Chung cannot save him. The Prime Minister must understand that. Last point. The International Forensic Financial Auditor has the dirt on the Prime Minister. And that's why I hear Big Mama them scream like a pig. I try to get them hands on it. No matter what Dennis Strong said, is it a forensic financial crimes of the Prime Minister that the IC so very brilliantly withhold and hold on to it? And that I was thinking, because guess what? Last point, the International Forensic Auditor, they have a group of financial auditor, Edmondson, a conglomerate group of financial cyber crimes, financial crimes, and they all speak. So whether the Prime Minister crimes, financial crimes are not limited to Jamaica, this has gone all over the world, overseas, international. So him gonna go to prison, and we know that. So me not care who want vex when me talk. The Prime Minister is a criminal and is unfit to be Prime Minister, and he should not have the reins of government, and he's no standard bearer, and furthermore, he's no Christian.
All right, you hear what Pastor Ricky said? Right? Hit him with the hammer and sledge, Pastor Ricky.
So, on a hear what Pastor Ricky said. And can you tell that Pastor Ricky feels very strongly towards Andrew Honest? Well, to be honest with you, any man of God and any man of integrity that views an individual in the light that the pastor views Andrew, and many of us, yeah, you don't have any liking or any, you shun the evil. You know? That's what you're supposed to do. You don't shake the evil's hand, you don't friend up the evil. You disassociate yourself with people like that. You understand? They're dangerous. Well, let's continue. Let's hear Daisy.
No, Sister Maria. No, as we move, as it relates to what Andrew Holness said, that he's a standard bearer and have hold up the standard of the country. I don't know if you have witnessed that this Prime Minister Andrew Holness signed the Code of Conduct, statutory declaration certified, and he took disciplinary action against Ruel Reid, Dan Wimper, Grace McLean, Tressa, and finally improved the corruption index from 44 to 60. I don't know. Go ahead, Sister Maria.
You know, Andrew Holness is so diabolical. Sometimes you don't even know. You know, every time he speaks, when you think he cannot go any lower, he surprises you and he goes even lower. Because any further low he goes is the grave. It is interesting how now he abhors that which he trafficked in when he was in opposition. Because he was all about popularity. So much so, he used Clark's shoes to give him roll up his pants foot and walk barefooted through mud and water.
Damn! You see, this is why I love Daisy, you know, Miss Anne-Marie, you know. Miss Anne-Marie is one of my favorite people on these platforms. I'm telling you. She drop it, brother. The audacity of Andrew to try and, you know, lambast and criticize. In bad mind, Mark Golding for him popularity now, you know, and he's acting as if he did not win his election in 2016 on popularity. The Clark shoes, the music, government badness and jewelness, all of it that he used to win the election. How did you think he garnered the support from the young people? Oh, you think Andrew Honest garnered? That's what even his wife play a role. Because she, when I put up Clark shoes, pan bike and man I rub it off. The images are all over the internet. Right? They use popularity. They use the music. They use the culture. They use the slang. Right? I'll remove this degenerate from off of my platform. Right? He used all of those things to win the election. Remember Radam, him take Radam. Him use even the Rasta brethren. Anybody that had any clout. Andrew Honest was the biggest clout chaser in his election run. He used the same media us that he wants to know silence. Him and him government. They would wish nothing more that we did not have the right and freedom to speak our minds about what we see going on in the country. They would have nothing more but to silence us. You understand? Me have hiccup, me still a grow. Sorry. Can't miss me still a grow. I get taller. Right? Daisy is absolutely right, man. Take off shoes and I walk across water barefoot. Him do everything to seem like he is one of us. I come from 1 bedroom Cumberland Road. No, I come from 2 bedroom Cumberland Road. My father was a farmer, my mother was he did everything to let the people connect with him. I feel like they can connect with him. And it worked. The people said, boy, him young. He come from humble beginnings. He look like he understand our plight. Even I said it. Even I was like, say, I want them to win because the people of the country, them see the PMP and feel like the PMP do enough. And them have things against the PMP, which me I say, all right, hey, all right, cool, me understand. So make we see if him a go do the right thing. What go and run is, yeah, me actually I say, yeah man, him young, make we see if him a go do the right thing. Cause I never know nothing about him. Some of the things on Andrew Honest when I say, yo, a real thing, If him man do that, so we are going to one good space. And the man don't do none of it. The man take a total 180. The man tell me, I'm going in this direction. And the man reverse it. The man reversed the order of good governance and went in the direction that he was chastising the government, the previous governments on. And he wants us to continue to support him while he's doing the same thing he was criticizing the PMP of. And even worse, him take it to another level. The nepotism, the cronism, the skullduggery, the corruption. His party has outdone every other party in the history of Jamaica. Scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal. Some of them are personal scandal. Who are sleep with who and who for blurt not matey and all of these things. They have done it all. This government is an absolute disgrace. None among them can hold up them head and say, I am an individual of integrity. None of them. They are all marred in allegations of corruption. And even worse, high levels of criminal activity. Them name marred, Their name keep coming up. One man I speak I house, film gun did missing. That the story that does sound crazy. Right? But them call him dog past father-in-law. So them call him. Like, bro, what are we doing? Man, them people are not ready. Them not ready, brother. Them not ready none at all. Me can't tell you that.
Just give the impression to the people that he's one of them, he's with them. When all he was doing was tricking them, lying to them, just to get their votes. So he can throw on poison on them. His words, not mine. Okay? And when he says he's the standard bearer, was he the standard bearer when he was up at the university talking to those young people and the young man asked him about the nibs and he got angry? Was he the standard bearer then? Was he the standard bearer when he talked about, you little boys, you're going to get 15 years? Was he the standard bearer then? Was he the standard bearer when he said, we don't want to kill you?
Mighty God.
Was he the standard? We are talking about people's children. And no one is endorsing criminal behavior.
Nobody.
And we agree that the police must go after criminals.
Yes.
But if you're not going after Andrew Holness and his administration, then what you're doing is, quite frankly, null and void.
Null and void.
Because then, in my opinion, Jamaica is a high crime society because the people are learning from the top. When you can have a prime minister whose statutory declarations, which broken down simply means his salary could not give him what he has. Period.
Period.
That's what it means.
Period.
So it means statutory declarations, that is the technical term for what it is. For you pay and when you have, don't match up. Simple as that. This 4 years, and like Pastor Ricky just broke it down, is more than 4 years running because clearly he lied on the previous one because you could not certify him in, 17, 18, 19, and then after that, no, he can't be certified. So clearly he has been lying since then. And if you want to fully understand the MO of this Prime Minister, you have to go back to the Ministry of Education. And do you realize that the Ministry of Education has been a feeding free for corrupt people?
Yep.
And who is suffering? The children.
People, yeah, the children.
And in the Auditor General's report last December, she talked about how much billions of dollars are unaccounted for in the Ministry of Education. Wow. And you can see that it is unaccounted for in the Ministry of Education because the schools are broken. The teachers are not being paid properly. You know,
why may I tell you, said Daisy just broke it down so well. The money, the legal money that Andrew Ones earned cannot explain what he has acquired. It doesn't add up. That's what they mean when they say his statutory declaration cannot be certified. Andrew Ones should not be on the ballot. Christopher Tufton should not be on the ballot. Darrell Var should not be on the ballot. A litany of them in that party should not be on the ballot. Dalrymple should not be on the ballot. Dwight, when him, something on the right, the one that lick him appear for lick him wife, him spouse at the time with a chair, he should not be on the ballot. Shouldn't be on the ballot. The other 9 people that is under investigation should not be on the ballot, whoever they are. Do you think that they would have the integrity to remove themselves? No. Because they are hungry for power. They don't care. Right? James Robertson should not be on the ballot. Montague up on the ballot? Montague Arena St. Mary? After the used car incident, should not be on the ballot. Norman Dunn should not be on the ballot. Norman Dunn have an empty building and is getting paid hundreds and thousands of dollars from the government that is already being paid as a member of parliament for millions of dollars a year. The 200 and you see how you realize the choppings. What go on? You forget about the empty building where they're on Natta Bay, when Norman Dunn own. But the roads them in Natta Bay and everything. The situation there, the gutters not clean, all type of thing. Disgusting. Right? They should not be on the ballot. And you know, Andre Stevenson said last night that we have an assignment. Let us write down. People, please go for your IDs, your voter IDs. Sassy said, please go for your voter IDs, alright? We have an assignment. Write down the good things them that the JLP has done in its 9 years. Mommy, you start write down the good things them what JLP doing in 9 years. You don't remember nothing good them do. You remember bad thing them no? Oh my God. Mighty God of Daniel. And that is a good way to assess a party, you know. Write down the good things them. It's the pros and the cons, you know. Write down the good things them. Write down the good, but I'm gonna come back to that. Hold on.
You have the school bus, they're going to take the children to school, to drop them off at school. Is this physical school conducive to learning? Is that a learning environment?
Nope.
So you drop them off at school in a big cheese bus, then what? You think you would fix the schools first and then show some interest, show that you really mean well. But when I hear the Prime Minister talk about being the standard bearer. The man is just calling words and people hear him and, he's at this big quote unquote gospel concert and he's so penitent. How convenient. I heard him the other day say, I am your humble servant. Since when?
Since when?
Since when you're a humble servant? Because if we were to use the yardstick that he used to measure Richard Hazan, when Richard Hazan built 6 stores to benefit vendors in Spalding Market, and he said it was a dark day. Why has he not used that same measuring stick to measure himself? Know that his statutory declarations cannot be certified, will never be certified, because he knows he's not going to show where the bodies are buried. And I have a question for Rob.
We need some milk.
Man, we gotta address that. Nah, B. We ain't, listen, Daisy, Miss Anne Marie, I'm not gonna just brush over the point that you just made. And all of the labor rights, they need to hear this. The truth is not an offense. It's here to liberate you and free you. I want you to go back to when Andrew Holness said that is a dark day in Jamaica when Richard Hazan cut corners. You notice how I'm framing it. I am not pretty enough, nothing enough. Richard Hazan cut corners for build some shops in our market for some poor people in our constituency, so them can earn a living. That is exactly what happened. He didn't apologize for it. He never say him never do it. He never lie about it. He said, yes, I did it and I would do it again. Well, I don't know if him saying would I do it again, but him say yes, he would I do it. Him do it. Alright? Him say he did it. No. Andrew Holness refused to sit in parliament with Richard Hazan, or he said he refused to sit in parliament with Richard Hazan. Then if Andrew is so vehemently upset about that, it says then that he's of some level of integrity. You wouldn't think that the same Andrew Holness would bring back Dalrymple. You wouldn't think that the same Andrew Holness is now bringing back Bobby Montague. The used police car scandal. The police cars that when they reach Jamaica. How does Andrew Holness sit beside Bobby Montague but him don't sit beside Richard Hazan? Or him sit beside Andrew Wheatley but him not sit beside Richard Hazan? Or him sit beside Dalrymple but him not sit beside Richard Hazan? Wanna make it make sense, no man? Or him sit beside James Robertson but him sit beside Richard Hazan? With all of the allegations against James Robertson, right? The fact saying he can't go to the United States because him don't have a visa. Go look up why him not have a visa. Oh, Andrew sit down beside, literally sit down beside James Robertson at a gospel concert. What can go so? Furthermore, oh, Andrew Holness look himself in the mirror. How him look himself in the mirror with these statutory declaration situation? Charity money being used, and then we're hearing, oh, it's not a charity. But people donate to it. Why are they donating to it? Only can form an own conclusion with that charity or not, based off of the modus of operandi of the organization. But money was taken from there to invest in other things. Money where people donate, you know. And that the Integrity Commission report say, you know what I realize? The labor them don't read the report. And that me realize. The labor them don't read the report. A lot of you guys don't read the report. Because it's beyond me how Andrew Holness had that stance. Right? But yesterday sits beside so many questionable people in his party. As a matter of fact, Andrew Holness at that standard not wanting to sit beside Richard Hazan How does Andrew have a gag order on the government so we cannot know who is the next 9 smaddy we're under investigation? What can go so? What can go so? As a person that was lambasting and criticizing Richard Azan for what he did, Andrew only supposed to expose everybody in parliament, right? That is doing wrongdoings. He's not supposed to put in out a gag order. How is that possible? Why is he not holding himself to the standards that he was holding Richard Azan to? That was an excellent comparison by Daisy, Miss Anne-Marie. That's why I love this scenario. But we are taking it a step further. We are expound upon what you say. Andrew Holness is no standard bearer of no integrity, no good governance, none of that. He's a standard bearer of skullduggery, gag order, hiding things, not being open and transparent, not complying with the Integrity Commission. He's a standard bearer of trying to remove impeachment from the constitutional reform. Oh, by the way, about the constitutional reform, I am going to try my best to read through the last report from the constitutional reform body, because it was mentioned by Daisy and Mr. Will Rattigan in this said video that we the Jamaican people need to look deeper at that so we understand the government that we're dealing with. Remember, say they proposed to take out impeachment, you know. Remember, you know, what kind of government wants to take out impeachment? The one thing that holds government officials accountable. What kind of government does that? If you are a clean government, if you don't have anything to worry about, why would you want to remove impeachment? You guys remember when Andrew Holness said, leave the Integrity Commission alone, let them do their job, nobody interfere with them, and that includes who? The opposition. So why am I carrying them got court? Why did he try to force the judge to certify his statutory declaration? Something that the judge was incapable of doing. Why did he want the judge to denounce the report and make the report null and void? It makes him look like he's hiding something, doesn't it? Think about it. Think about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, alright? Big up Daisy. On to the next one. No, you know. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I guess I did this one already. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. What's going on?
That bringing to our healthcare. Let us go to the next document.
So, we are dealing with Christopher Tufton on that one, you know. Christopher Tufton, a year time. Because you look sneaky, wanna go on like an innocent and not do nothing. And you want a wickedest minister of government. Wickedest. Yeah, Andrew Holness the neck and neck. Uno wicked, you know? Uno no normal blouse and skirt. Do you hear this, yeah?
I'm talking to the voters, the undecided. So look at what I am presenting tonight. Use your critical thinking. Right? This has never happened in the People's National Party time or in a government to Andrew Holness administration. Has never happened before. Let us read it.
Concerns are mounting over the state of Jamaica's healthcare system as allegations of hazardous mold at Kingston Public Hospital spark a heated political clash.
The opposition is calling it a crisis, while the government insists the issue is already being handled. But with the operating rooms affected and patient care disrupted, the debate seems far from over. A political and medical clash over Jamaica's public health care system is deepening, with opposition spokesperson on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, expressing sharp disappointment in newly appointed government Senator Dr. Elon Thompson. Dawes has accused Thompson of downplaying what he calls a crisis at Kingston Public Hospital, where alleged mold contamination has disrupted hospital operations. On Tuesday, Dr. Dawes sounded the alarm, claiming operating theaters had been shut down due to hazardous mold, putting patients at risk. But by Wednesday, Senator Dr. Thompson fired back, accusing Dr. Dawes of politicizing an issue the health ministry was already addressing. On Thursday, Dr. Dawes countered, calling his colleagues' response disheartening and urging him not to let politics cloud his professional integrity.
Elon and I didn't enter this profession because it was easy or popular. We entered it because we believe in service, in putting people first, and in defending lives above all else. That is why it is deeply disappointing to see someone with his reputation allow politics to cloud the clarity of that calling. This is bigger than party lines. It's about people.
Dr. Dawes says Dr. Thompson, a respected figure in medicine, risks damaging his hard-earned reputation by downplaying the severity of the issue.
This appointment to the Senate was a tremendous opportunity for Elon, not just to add credibility to the government's narrative, but to rise above it. It is a chance to show that he answers to a higher calling, the well-being of the Jamaican people. But if defending the indefensible becomes the price of political involvement, he risks losing the very integrity that his patients and peers have long admired.
All right,
but Senator Thompson isn't backing down. On Wednesday, he insisted the government...
We are going to set the table for the panel. Now let me explain this. The level of corruption that we are looking on Andrew Holness, let me speak to the record. That Andrew Holness used nepotism and cronyism, and definitely override the procurement system. And as a result of that, you have seen $3 trillion unaccounted for as a result of what Andrew Holness administration done. This is premeditated. This is the reason why Andrew Holness and none of his members of parliament signed the code of conduct, because they knew very well what they wanted to do.
Celine Brown in Wagwan, big up yourself, East Portland in our place, big up.
I am going to show you the calamity of what is happening to the healthcare, and they know, and this is one of the reasons why they are fighting hard not to come out of power, because they know that when the People's National Party comes in power,
opposition is calling it a crisis, while the government insists the issue is already being handled. But with the operating room,
what we have at $24 billion now in projection. Now in projection, leaving from 2
Sorry about that, my people. Sorry about that. Alright, so we are dealing with Christopher Tufton here, so Zane, like and share the video.
You're a buffoon as project manager, getting millions of dollars to do what? Have no certification.
Have to expose them
in project managing. And there is where taxpayers' money going to him, because he's blogging. Chopper John is blogging for the Jamaica Labour Party.
Imagine that.
The Jamaica healthcare is in crisis.
Mighty
what
God.
is the status as we speak relating to the Western Regional Hospital, where Chopper John is a project manager? Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. Now let us show other areas of worrisomeness that bring to our healthcare. Let us go to the next document. Now, Jamaican people, I am talking to the voters, the undecided.
Yes.
So look at what I am presenting tonight. Use your critical thinking. Right? This has never happened in the People's National Party time, or in that government to Andrew Holness administration. Has never happened before. Let us read it.
Concerns are mounting over the state of Jamaica's healthcare system as allegations of hazardous mold at Kingston Public Hospital spark a heated political clash.
The opposition is calling it a crisis, while the government insists the issue is already being handled. But with the operating rooms affected and patient care disrupted, the debate seems far from over. A political and medical clash over Jamaica's public healthcare system is deepening, with opposition spokesperson on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, expressing sharp disappointment in newly appointed government senator Dr. Elon Thompson. Dawes has accused Thompson of downplaying what he calls a crisis at Kingston Public Hospital, where alleged mold contamination has disrupted hospital operations. On Tuesday, Dr. Dawes sounded the alarm, claiming operating theaters had been shut down due to hazardous mold, putting patients at risk. But by Wednesday, Senator Dr. Thompson fired back, accusing Dr. Dawes of politicizing an issue the health ministry was already addressing. On Thursday, Dr. Dawes countered, calling his colleague's response disheartening and urging him not to let politics cloud his professional integrity.
Elon and I didn't enter this profession because it was easy or popular. We entered it because we believe in service, in putting people first, and in defending lives above all else. That is why it is deeply disappointing to see someone with his reputation allow politics to cloud the clarity of that calling. Wow. This is bigger than party lines. It's about people.
Dr. Dawes says Dr. Thompson, a respected figure in medicine, risks damaging his hard-earned reputation by downplaying the severity of the issue.
Disappointment to the Senate was a tremendous opportunity for Elon, not just to add credibility to the government's narrative, but to rise above it. It is a chance to show that he answers to a higher calling, the well-being of the Jamaican people. But if defending the indefensible becomes the price of political involvement, he risks losing the very integrity that his patients and peers have long admired.
All right,
but Senator Thompson isn't backing down. On Wednesday, he insisted the government...
We are going to set the table for the panel. Now let me explain this. The level of corruption that we are looking on Andrew Holness, let me speak to the electorate. That Andrew Holness used nepotism and cronyism, and definitely override the procurement system.
Wow.
And as a result of that, you have seen $3 trillion unaccounted for as a result of what Andrew Holness administration has done.
Yes.
This is premeditated. This is the reason why Andrew Holness and none of his members of parliament had signed the code of conduct, because they knew very well what they wanted to do. To come in and live on the backs of taxpayers. I am going to show you the committee.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
To the healthcare, and they know, and this is one of the reasons why they are fighting hard not to come out of power, because they know that when the People's National Party comes in power, all the ministries will be forensic audited. And trust me, Jamaica, Jamaica is going to hear things that, believe you me. Now let me give you a glimpse of what you are going to hear as it relates to the healthcare. Not other ministries, you know, as it relates to the healthcare. I am giving you a glimpse of what you are going to see. Let us bring up the next document to show you the level of corruption and the thievery that is happening as it relates to Andrew Holness.
Shopping online and getting your goods shipped to you right in Jamaica is real. Here's how it works. Visit.
As it relates to Andrew Holness, the level of thievery. Now, people, look at this. And this is no joke. And so then, Dunstan Bryan, right, who was the permanent secretary, right, had left the country. They plan to have Dunstan Bryan left the country and now have Green as permanent secretary. The cabinet secretary, Arthur Sewell, you are going to answer for these things. Now let us look, people. Let me show you what is to come, why the Jamaica Labour Party is fighting to stay in power. They are not fighting to stay in power to represent Jamaican people. They are fighting to stay into power in terms of what I'm going to read to you, what is going to about to come to light. Now look at this paper. 30 accounts, black assessment of 700 billion by Health Ministry. Let us get into that. June 20, 2024. Let us get into the meat of this. Jamaican taxpayers and Parliament are still unable to assess his
how the Ministry of Health and Wellness spent almost 700 billion in public resources allocated to the ministry over a 10-year period, owing to the apparent failure by Permanent Secretary Dunstan Bryan to submit the appropriation account to the Auditor General in keeping with the Financial Administration and Audit, FAA Act. Let me explain that. My Jamaican people, the appropriation account is a report that needs to be submitted on an annual basis. The appropriation account speaks of all the expenditures being spent, so it can be tracked. So one can understand how the money being spent.
Keisha? My day one, what's up, baby?
Years, people, over 10 years, Dunstan Bryan, who was the Permanent Secretary.
Shout out to my girl Keisha.
As I said, the procurement rules being manipulated by Andrew Oles.
Joy, sweet joy, big up Laura, big up Michelle, big up Michael, big up.
Finally approved.
Big up everybody on the live. Big up on yourself.
From Dunstan Bryan to Audrey Sewell to the Minister of Dunstan being spent, so it can be tracked, so one can understand how the money being spent. Over 10 years, people, over 10 years, Dunstan Bryan, who was the Permanent Secretary, as I said, the procurement rules being manipulated by Andrew Oles, the Permanent Secretary, Dunstan Bryan, and Audrey Sewell would have finally approved what Dunstan Bryan approves. You see the connection, people, from Dunstan Bryan to Audrey Sewell to the Ministry of Health, tough done. And remember, no food now go eat and Andrew no eat too, you know. People, if you know, say no food is not going to be eaten, and Andrew Oles don't eat. So we will show the people and the corruption what is going on. Let us read on. Agreeing a query to the Auditor General's Department and Tuesday revealed that backlog of appropriation accounts that have been flagged, people, let me read back over, have been flagged in successive annual reports of the Auditor General are yet to be submitted for review. Dunstan Bryan can't submit it. Or if you submit it and they will find bangarang in it. Dunstan Bryan can't submit it. So to the fact that Dunstan Bryan being called upon and already pressure, Dunstan Bryan took one shot. Dunstan Bryan took away himself because he knew Dunstan Bryan knew the bangarang and the conundrum that he's in. Let us go further, my people. Janet Calder, Executive Director of Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAM, she is not surprised that there is no progress at the Health Ministry regarding its legal obligation to account for the money the public has provided over the last 10 years. Take it away. I only want Jamaica to understand the level of pilfering as to why Dunstan Bryan took away himself, and nobody knows where is Dunstan Bryan. All of a sudden, Dunstan Bryan take time, ease out of the Ministry of Health and gone, not answering any of these questions. And so then, I want the electorate now to understand what we are saying. There is no Dunstan Bryan to answer what happened to the appropriation account. And then you can ask Green, because Green newly appointed. On the trick where Andrew Oles and a chronic criminal friend them are doing. They made Dunstan Bryan slide and left the island runway gone and put in Green. Because Dunstan Bryan, right over the 10-year period, cannot submit the appropriation account.
And you can't ask Green anything because Green don't know anything about any appropriation account. Green just came in. Green just came in. Honestly, the corruption people, more Jamaica people understand the corruption. So without any delay, Batsman.
Well, I go take it from here now. People, $700 billion cannot be accounted for. I never said million, you know. I said 700 billion. 700 billion.
Emotional damage.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell you about them.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
And the person that is supposed to answer these questions allegedly is nowhere to be found. That's 300 billion short of a trillion dollars. $700 billion in the healthcare system alone, you know, is unaccounted for. Now, you see, if the healthcare system never had all the problems that it had, and it was running so excellently, and things was booming, and we had beds everywhere, and we had several different ambulances at all locations, and there wasn't mold and all types of maggots in the linen in St. Anne's Bay Hospital and other hospitals around Jamaica. If there was clean linen, the nurses was getting paid properly, and all of these things, we wouldn't know, I think, about the $700 billion and the receipts. Can we say we can't see the money in the healthcare system? You understand what I'm saying? But the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, the healthcare system, there's AC problems in some hospitals. To the level where there was surgeons and professionals from overseas that came to do surgery for free and couldn't do it because the AC was not working. I know, I understand why the AC is so important. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're doing surgery, you don't want the doctors to be sweating. One of the reasons why I don't like the kitchen is because I sweat profusely. I sweat a lot. You understand? So when you're sweating and you're in the kitchen and you're cooking, the sweat can drop in the food. It is not hygienic. So when the man is doing surgery, it is the same thing. Right? They have to be in a cool AC environment. And you would think that the Minister of Government of Health would understand this and prioritize those things to make sure that they are in the hospitals. But no. The reality is that there's hospitals that the AC system not working good. You understand? So the people cannot function in their capacity. And I'm telling you, I am of the opinion that they are doing this on purpose. Nobody is this incompetent. Christopher Tufton cannot be this incompetent. I am not a doctor. I am not a none of that. And I can, through communication with the professionals, they can communicate to me what is actually necessary and more vital for them to do their job right. And as the minister, I should be able to provide it, especially when I have $700 billion to my disposal. Where them use the money to do, where the money go, where was it spent? Huh? Where was it spent? These are legitimate questions. But me gonna make the batsman, the next batsman on the show talk. When I make him talk. I would like hearing me now. Yeah.
Face the crease with the first bouncer.
Yes, good night again to all in the panel and to everyone out there tuning in. Tonight is a very, very sad night because when we talk about health, we talk about people's life. But when we look at $700 billion over a 10-year period, and we don't see nothing worthwhile of any consequence to show for that, that just tells us the state of affairs that Jamaica is in, and likewise the Ministry of Health. Now, every time I hear tough tongue open the mouth, it's like a basket carrying water. Trust me, people. He never have nothing to say in regards to the state of affairs as it relates to the health system in Jamaica. He's always on a gallivanting fanfare discussing matters that are not relevant in terms of remedial care in the health system. Now, when Tough Tongue went talk about 3 health centers, Granville, yeah, they have Tower Hill and Catherine Hall. What I want to hear Tough Tongue talk about as a matter of priority is Cornwall Regional Hospital.
Exactly.
That has been at the forefront of their administration over 9.5 years. Which has embarrassing. Almost over 2 channels. That has been at the forefront of their administration over 9.5 years. Which has not been completed almost over 2-term political leadership. So that is cause for concern. And I mean, coming out now and, lavishly speaking about 3 healthcare centers, nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong because healthcare center is needed to offload some of the burden on the, mainstream hospital. But then to make mention of AC and car parking and, I don't get that Tough Tongue. I don't get that. Because I know the health system need a lot of machinery tools to begin with. Right? And those are the tools that is required to save life. We don't want to hear about no AC breeze. We don't want to hear about no car park because we bring in the car park and start charge the customer them. You understand? It's a money making thing. But we soon get to that on a different segment. What we are talking about now is the crisis that we are privy to as it relates to St. Ann Bay Hospital, where the linen have not been taken care of over an extended period of time.
I may have to cut to General, but I heard Andre mention that the state of affairs where the linen is concerned in St. Ann Bay Hospital is not synonymous to only St. Ann Bay Hospital. There's other hospitals in Jamaica that the same thing is happening. Allegedly. And also I heard that Christopher Tufton said he was not aware. So you are the commander-in-chief. And a problem that is there for months and months and months. You weren't aware of. You see, what he doesn't understand, you see, for well-thinking people, there's nothing that he says that makes it better on him. Christopher Tufton must resign or be fired. And he shouldn't be on the ballot. Because it's either he's doing what he's doing on purpose or he's incompetent. And either one of those disqualifies him from being the Minister of Government. Point blank period. Especially in the area of health. Point blank period. Unbelievable.
Where we find flies and maggot now becoming a part of the hospital, which doesn't spell good for people's health. The fact of the matter that you allow the washing machine to be out of service speaks volume of your inability to be the Minister of Health in Jamaica. Too many things have gone wrong under your tenure as it relates to lots of things being broken down. You understand? Where we find hospital contracting mold, where we find suitable bed not being available, patient having to be lying down on cardboard, water coming from ceiling.
Mighty God.
No, The list is too much, you know. But what is very, very demanding is the fact that $700 billion over a 10-year period.
Wow.
Has gone astray.
Wow.
And so the authority, whoever is in charge, has to be held accountable.
Of course.
Now we are looking at a list of people. We are looking at a list of people now who we can say have hand and foot in this scamming. We are going to the hospital.
My God.
All of this $700 billion gone missing. Because I said gone missing now, I don't see no work for it. Now when you look at Dunstan Bryan as a man who is a permanent secretary, but on film table sit a backlog of appropriation account. Now that is a recipe for disaster. Because I tell you that there is no accountability within the sector. And so it raises eyebrow. Why? If I'm being employed to do a job and being well paid, then I must get on with the job.
Right.
There's no way I am gonna have vital documents sitting on my desk or in my drawer somewhere.
Yes.
It has to be submitted to the relevant authority so that the proper appropriation of how the sector is being funded can be ascertained.
Right.
So we are looking at some players that are very questionable in regards to fraud. I'm looking at a fraud committed right now. And so we have to look at Dunstan Bryan. We need to take a look at Argus Swell as the cabinet secretary. Yeah. And we need to look at Tufton. We need to look at Andrew Holness. And, there might be a few more players as well. But these are the 4 main players I'm looking at right now. Or 5, should I say. Because Andrew Holness, as we all know, is the master of all corruption. Nobody in his party can break the law if you don't want them to break the law.
Mighty God.
He's in charge of that party. So when we see people misappropriating taxpayers' money, and we don't hear from the leader who is in charge of these pack of fools, then, we have to beg us to believe.
Yes.
Why we're not hearing from Andrew Holness? Is it because Andrew Holness has so much hand in all these corruption why we're not hearing from him?
Mighty God.
Andrew Holness needs to come out and speak to the Jamaican citizen.
Right.
Because it's a Jamaican citizen. Money is at stake.
Yes.
The taxpayers are badly, put out of pocket, so to speak.
Very much so.
And these men are getting richer and wealthier as the day goes by.
The hour.
Because this is why they did not sign the code of conduct. This is why Andrew Holness eliminate that, The code of conduct should be a simple document that everyone should sign. They should have even signed it before they even swear in.
Yes.
So we have a problem.
Big
we have a big problem in Jamaica.
Big problem.
When a leader of a country can refuse to sign the code of conduct along with his other members, which in total is 49 of them, that is a big problem. That simply means we have 49 criminals.
My God.
Definitely so. We have 49 criminals from within the Jamaica liar, lazy, lunatic party. No 2 ways about that.
My God.
And so these people must be held accountable, must be charged by all means. And I know Andrew Holness is quite well aware of that. That is what is at the bottom line waiting for him. And so he is afraid to call the date for the general election. People, Andrew Holness claims that he's a chess player. But no game can ever play with a general election. It's either. Either you call it or we dissolve it. Simple.
Call it or we dissolve it.
Right. So you can play around, with the leadership of the country as if it belongs to you. You're a servant of the people and you have let the entire Jamaica population down. Even the labor rights are calling for you to go. It is coming loud and clear from a very, very strong point in your political party. A community that has never relinquished its idea and its image. But even them now have something coming for you, Andrew Holness. I can tell you, it will be a shockwave in Jamaica when that division goes. Because the people realize for too long that you have been pilfering the taxpayers' money. And you've been doing all type of bogus government, not real government, bogus government practice. And you allow the other 48 members them to carry on because they know you are the main players and everybody is following suit. And you cannot say anything. As our host Byron rightly said, you can't discipline no one from within the party. And it is a reason why you cannot discipline them. And it is plain and obvious to every Jamaican, the reason, because Jamaican, you know, we might not be very educated in terms of certificate to show, but we are sensible people because we have civic-minded people in Jamaican society. And words get around. Everybody know, Andrew, that you've been stealing the money. Overseas counterpart know as well. And you are not ashamed of the crime that you have been committing over the 9.5 years. And I mean, this is just this period. It goes back into your early days from under the Bruce Golding administration. But since you take the reign fully, it's like a rolling calf. You're like a rolling calf. And I must also say to the people who are running church, do not allow Andrew Holness to come inside of the church of worship and display this type of garbage that he went on with recently. Speaking out of terms, talking politics in church, and criticizing his opponent. I think the churches need to stop inviting this criminal prime minister. Seventh-day Adventist Church should also remove him as a member because he's a disgrace to the Seventh-day Adventists. So I'm calling on civic society to call for Andrew Holness to be arrested. Please. It has gone too far now. And I yield back the floor to another member of the panel.
All right.
Listen, man, I'm in total agreement with the general himself, Mr. Melting Pot. Here, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. All right, we're moving on to the last and final topic for today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all of this is alleged. All of it. All of it. Being that it is alleged, even though it is alleged, the allegations are so wild and unbelievable, I had to share it. Because I want to know what you guys think about this. I want to know from, because you know, the amount of people that called Andre about this last night. No, sir. You ever hear them say, anyway, smoke, there's fire? Ladies and gentlemen, something is not right. When you hear me say, something is not right.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors.
Something right.
Is not right.
But without any further ado, you know, I just go and play the tape. Let me play the tape. Let me play the tape.
I will try my very best to pull through tonight. I want somebody call James Robertson in front of the class for me. No, I'm not drinking a Red Bull. Red Bull is not good for nobody. I not remember I'm a diabetic and you're going to tell me if you go drink Red Bull. You see saying I mean me not good? I want somebody to call James Robertson in front of the class for me. Remember Mark Golding had a slip on the tongue on the weekend. But my mother always tell me, he that is without sin should cast the very first stone. Listen to James Robertson, Jamaica. Listen to James Robertson. Of all people, James Robertson. Listen to this.
Apologize properly, the demand of at least one member of the JLP hierarchy to the opposition leader Mark Golding amidst ongoing debate about an expletive which was picked up on a microphone on the campaign trail. JLP officials were speaking at a concert in St. Catherine last night. Details from Andrea Chisholm.
Opposition leader Mark Golding on the campaign trail last week with a malfunctioning microphone.
Well, you look like you're ready.
Yo. Hey.
That was the occasion where he used an expletive. As we told you in Primetime News Sunday, Mr. Golding has apologized.
To anybody who heard it and feel offended, sorry, sir. Never mean no disrespect. Never disrespect Jamaican people.
At Sunday's JLP Gospel Concert in Old Harbour St. Catherine, mockery.
Some people...
He has not apologized. His apology requires an apology for what he did. Listen carefully to how he apologized and the language he used. That is no apology. And I am rejecting that apology and telling him, apologize properly.
That issue aside, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness reiterated that the National Housing Trust is on track to deliver 70,000 houses in a few years.
So in total, the NHT has under construction or in planning 40,600 housing units in addition to what they have already built over the last 4 years. We shall shortly announce the next phase of housing development, which will help us to reach the 150,000 mark. So I will be announcing another 60,000 new houses to be built coming in the next term, and we are well on our way with that.
Dr. Holness added that an enterprise team is in place to work on the Greater Innswood Development Plan. Lands will be acquired from the Sugar Company of Jamaica, and some applications have already been approved.
The Greater Innswood Development Plan will start in the St. John's Road area. It will take in housing developments like Naisberry Grove, Silver Sun, Kitson Town, and it will come down the hill, coming right into areas of Whole Harbour.
Andrea Chisholm, TVJ News.
Jamaica. Why is it that the people with the very...
Before Andre said anything, the man said the man apology require an apology. Listen to his apology carefully. Alright, we could do that then, no? We could do that. Because I really don't understand what I'm talking about. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Mark Golding apologize. Let us listen. Let us listen. These people major in the minor, guys. They major in the minor. Here we go.
It sounds like we have a good microphone system tonight. Last night, I was at another function, and I pure problem with the microphone. And me bought a little BC under my breath. Me never mean anybody to hear it. And a live feed pick it up. So I just want to say to anybody who heard it and feel offended, sorry here, sir. Never mean no disrespect. Me never mean to offend nobody. Me's a humble youth and a well-behaved youth.
So James Robertson, the man said exactly what happened. The mic was giving a problem. Frustration, right? In mutter a bad word under him breath, not meaning for anybody to hear it. And if anybody is offended, I'm sorry here, sir. I don't mean if you offend nobody, because I mean it's really a humble youth. I don't understand what James Robertson is talking about. I hear pure sincerity in the man argument and the man apology. So why me if you apologize again? To you that is being accused by your opposing candidate, that you are suffer the farmer them down St. Thomas. You need to apologize to the farmer them now at St. Thomas. If that is true, you can't get a visa under that circumstances why you can't get a visa. there is some alleged criminality to it, why you can't get a visa for the United States, James Robertson? Why? Huh? In the political streets, your name no good, brother. Where do you get the moral authority to speak and demand anything from Mark Jefferson Golding? The man of integrity himself. Nobody never forced Mark Chief to come apologize. You know? Mark Golding come apologize off him own. Who are you for demand and apologize? Where you get? Who send you? Don't tell me say you make Andrew Honest put one battery in your back. Because Andrew Honest couldn't do it himself, right? So I'm saying you. I want to for that one. Andrew Honest couldn't do it himself. So I'm saying you. Because him know say. Andrew know say. If he didn't ever send up about Mark Golding bad word. He would have dig up all like dirty nasty file about him and the statutory declaration and everything from your son. Nappy. Listen to me, man. Him know say him couldn't run in for Marky G. Because the public defenders on this platform would have rushed him. You understand? Would have reel out him nasty file. Right? And nobody not tell no lie upon him. We just attack the facts. Your statutory declaration cannot be certified. That's alarming. How can you be the chief, the man who run the ship, but yet still the goal that is on the ship? Right? We see say your pocket I get fatter, but we never pay that the amount of money there. So how comes you have that amount of money there? It now make no sense, it now add up. That's what it means. So we are suspicious of you. We don't trust you. So because we just want to hold on for something to talk about Mark Golding. First, we want to tell lies that the PMP now have no plans. And no, we not try to talk about Mark. When you say Mark Golding is not a Jamaican, no, him cuss a bad word. That sounds pretty Jamaican to me. I know the argument is, one minute in a chat say, not because you cuss a bad word, is not a Jamaican. You still want to go back to the slave master foolishness. Brother, on a lame. And everybody that have sense knows so on a lame. A gimmicks we not deal with. We are dealing with some serious thing developing the country. We are talking about a war against corruption, and that we are dealing with. War against crime and corruption, because they are synonymous with each other. Talking about the apology. Whose mess is this?
So I just want to tell anybody who heard it and feel offended, sorry, sir. Never mean no. So I just. It sounds like we have a good microphone system tonight. Last night, I was at another function. And I pure problem with the microphone. And me bought a little BC under my breath. Me never mean anybody to hear it. And a live feed pick it up. So I just want to say to anybody who heard it and feel offended, sorry here, sir. Never mean no disrespect. Me never mean to offend nobody. Me's a humble youth and a well-behaved youth. And I would never disrespect Jamaican people. Anyway, you come.
And you know the audacity of these people. Why the brother the James Robertson never tell Andrew Honest if he apologize for calling the PMP dogs? PMP are like dogs chasing down such and such. Why never tell him if he apologize for that? Let us hear what Andrew has to say. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this.
Nastiest antecedents. Why is it that the people with the very nastiest antecedents? Why is it that the people who nobody believes in, or people shun them because they are the very appearance of evil, always try to come in public spaces trying to be decent? What is it there that Mark Golding need to apologize better for James Robertson? Why you don't apologize to the onion farmers in St. Thomas? Who you have ravished, mashed down, pulled down, raped, and mash up the onion business. Warm to the man, why you have to make run with James Robertson? Why you not apologize to Film family? Why you don't apologize? I'm going to remind you about something, James Roberts. I'm going to remind you about something. I think I need to go in the archives and remind you. James. I need to remind you of your antecedents. I need to remind you. I really need to remind you tonight. Because he that is without sin. He that is without sin. James. You remember Ramesh? Not Ramesh, you know, Ramesh. I bet them don't remind you. James. You remember Keon Campbell? Producer sent you the picture. Who don't remember Keon Campbell? Courtney? No, I remember. Honestly, I remember. Keon Campbell, who him carry on stage at the JLP conference. Yes. Because it was alleged that they said Keon Campbell, James tried to take him life. You remember this, Jamaica? And James carry him on stage to say, there is no beef between me and Keon Campbell. What can go so?
So you had a situation, James Robertson, where it was alleged that you have a situation where it was alleged that you wanted to take this man's life to the point where you had to go on stage and let them know, no, that's not the case. So why does these types of argument keep surrounding your name, Mr. James Robertson? Very interesting indeed.
Only I remember this about 2010, 2011. Who remember this, Jamaica? Who remember this? So you need to go apologize to those families, James Robertson. You need to go and apologize to Keon Mitchell's or Keon Campbell's family. Only I remember that but lest you forget, he that is without sin must cast the very first stone. He that is without sin, Jamaica. Onion farmer, he has ravished and mashed up. Him buy it, hold it down at the wharf, store it in the wharf. You know what I bought for your onion now? $17,000. See somebody I call like them want to remind James Robertson. Me not ready to deal with Andrew Holness yet. Hello, caller, good night. Yes, sir. Hold on there. What you saying now? Hold on there.
James Robertson, if he did apologize to the police constable Dwayne Brown when killed, who was a part of his personal bodyguard, because the policeman was too much in business. Ask me if he apologized to Dwayne family and the people them for that.
What you say?
Ball out! Whoa, we need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
What you say, caller?
I said, ask him if him apologize to the police officer, Dwayne Brown, who was a part of his security detail, who he met them kill in a 2010 because he knew too much in business. Ask him if he did apologize to that. He go to funeral and he almost confessed at funeral.
Really? What about
ask him if he did apologize to that.
Help. We hear the
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights.
What the hell? Oh my my God, no way.
His security detail. We make them kill in a 2010 because he know too much in business. Ask him if he did apologize for that. In go funeral and him almost confess at funeral.
Really? What about
Ask him if he did apologize for that.
Really?
Good night.
These are allegations, Jamaica. I don't know nothing about this one. I don't know nothing about this one, Jamaica. But the man say, did you apologize to the police officer family? The views expressed is not the view of Andre Stevens. I don't know nothing about what the man did.
The views expressed by the people them is not my views. Me no know not about none of them something here. I don't know these people.
Talk about, but it is worth questioning and probing. See Marshy I call. Marshy. We go in a US duty.
You think we don't know what and glove you?
Marshy no easy, you know. Time this man call me, so me have to call them back. 3 times. 3 times and 3 are dead. No sir. Somebody say Andre asking about Mikey post. I want your Mikey post. Them say teacher asking about Mikey post. James, I want your Mikey post. James, yo, I want your Mikey post.
You have been.
Me call back the person and the person no answer. Mikey post. I want your Mikey post. Quote me when your Mikey post. So what do you tell you, man? You know Jamaica, our head boy should have round up the section here tonight, you know. The class, the jazz, the dance just a start, but you know, so your file bigger than file 13.
Nah, good night, Andre.
Yes.
Ask James Robertson. The bad man was in police custody. The police have him to lock him up in the yellow center mask. And him come and take away the bad man from the police. Police bell.
What you say? Police lock up bad man and James do what?
The policeman have the bad man. And James come and put the police and put the bad man on police.
Take the bad man from the police? What
have the bad man
can go so?
What can go so?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know not about none of this. You hear that? It is alleged that James Robertson take a bad man from the police. So the police grab the bad man, have him under arrest, and then James come and take with the bad man from. What can go so? What can go? Oh, how sway? How does this happen in a country that is supposed to be a country that is running in democratic and by the law and order? That sounds like some dictatorship vibes are going. Like some people have power over police. When the police them, I want them supposed to have the authority. What can go so? These are some serious allegations, you know. My God, let's continue.
What you say?
The bad man come from Button Bay in St. Thomas. James Robertson took away the bad man from the police.
Yes.
And ask James Robertson about petrol debt in your petrol debt. And I can go on and on. I'm from St. Thomas. I'm born and going St. Thomas. I can go on and on and on.
All right.
But I won't say anything more.
Somebody say Andre Stevens. Remind James Robertson that Ian Wiley is still alive and is in the United. What is for me?
No, me, I force me to hear the name there. Ian Wiley. That one is interesting. That allegation is very interesting. What? The person, according to them, said the person what? Take solid, I go think so. You know what? Let me continue. Let me shut up.
No, sir. Almighty God. James Robertson. Them say me to ask you about Ian Wiley and say Ian Wiley is still alive and still living in the United. What is now, Jamaica? No. No, sir. I won't wake up the hands next for. Hello? Hello, good night.
Yes,
sir, you know, Peter, say me really annoyed by you at night time. Me tell yourself to turn off the TV at night time. Me go stop answer you, you know. Me go stop answer you at night time. What are you saying now?
I don't have a TV.
You have on something that is giving a bad reaction. Sir, when
You still hearing that?
Yes, I'm still hearing it.
Jamari, go down there, sir, with your phone. Go inside your room.
Yes,
quickly.
that is what is affecting me. There is some radiation.
I'm sorry, it's my grandson. Yeah, I didn't know he had his phone on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what are you saying now?
Tell him to ask the Prime Minister to lift the gag order. That's all I have to say.
To lift the gag order?
Yeah, not only to release the Crawl report.
Yes.
Or to release all the report. Lift the gag order if you have nothing to hide. Continue to. I'm back in your class. I'm back in the class.
Hey, the man said lift the gag order. Yes, Marcia, my baby mother.
I'm a baby father. What you say?
Yes, Marcia.
Andre,
yes.
ask him about treasure.
Who?
Treasure. Ask James Robertson about treasure.
Treasure?
The man, yes.
No.
Ask him about treasure.
When do we treasure now, Marcia? Marcia, when do we treasure?
Let me say, ask him no union treasure.
Treasure.
Ask him.
Treasure beach. Come must treasure beach.
So treasure, no beach on the panel. Ask him about treasure. All right.
All of these are questions tonight, you know. All of these are questions tonight, Jamaica. No. And this you call for ball out. And this you call for ball out, Jamaica.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody. Man or woman.
Treasure is the Campbell youth that have to run leave in Big Ratted House in a St. Anne. Yes, Ian Riley did have to run to seek asylum in the US. Them kill. It is alleged that them killed his mother in Ayala. Mighty God. Hey! No, sir, this not sound good.
Yes.
This not so. Andre asked him about Three Finger Jack incident. No, sir, I don't want to ask about. Ask him about the money he owed Nori Nemardi. Ask him about the money he owes, allegedly, Norm Nemardi. How about this, Jamaica? No, Sakwani. He that is without sin. He that is without sin. He that is without. I'm sorry, Miss Spam, no call and give us one of them revivalists sang the theme tonight. Somebody else a call Jamaica. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Somebody else a call Jamaica. Hello, good night.
The article in the Miami Herald in 2016, my name.
The what? Hey. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night, Andre.
Yes, sir.
You see the man of them call?
In 2016, my name.
Hello, good night.
The article in the Miami Herald in 2016, my name.
Mighty God, people, sorry when you never hear me. People, the lady just said something a while ago, and me go look it up. People, me go look it up, my people. For the people that are on board of VNR clips, we're not going to be able to see it. For the people that are on board of VNR 2.0, we're not going to be able to hear me, alright? It says here, Jamaica murder yarn has political ties with a Scotland Yard twist box cover with the almighty God of Daniel. I have a picture of that. Mighty God, we need a divine intervention.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus.
Help. We key out of the ladder.
Immediate divine intervention. We're tired of the labor right.
Boy. Without even reading up. Jesus. August 4, 2016, ladies and gentlemen. August 14, 2016. The article is from the Miami Herald. Titled Jamaica Murder Yarn has political ties with a Scotland Yard twist. And it reads as follows. Yes? Well, let me listen to this. Only have a minute. Listen instead of reading. Thank you very much.
Jamaica murder yarn has political ties, with a Scotland Yard twist. In February, James Robertson won re-election to the Parliament of Jamaica. It was the latest in an unbroken string of victories for the 50-year-old politician since winning his first campaign in 2002. During that time, Robertson, a member of the conservative Jamaica Labour Party, has survived a political career that would have derailed many. He was re-elected in 2012, when a backlash against the JLP's association with a drug trafficker forced the Prime Minister to resign, and the rival People's National Party, PNP, nearly swept the elections. When he tried to push out his party's leader in 2013 and lost, he kept his deputy leader position in the party anyway. But those episodes were child's play compared to what he faced in 2010. That year the U.S. State Department revoked Robertson's visa for reasons never made public. Then he was accused of murder. The accusations against him dominated headlines in Jamaica. But Robertson was never charged and has denied the accusations, attributing them to political enemies. He's never been charged, let alone convicted. His accuser, a small businessman, has left the country. Officials made no comments. The news media eventually dropped the story. The matter seemed to simply disappear. Until now. Leslie Leigh Green, a former assistant commissioner of police for the Jamaican Constabulary Force who has since retired, revealed to the Miami Herald that he investigated accusations that Robertson tried to arrange at least 2 murders, and found enough evidence that he recommended that prosecutors charge the politician. Investigations have been conducted alleging serious offenses against Robertson and others, said Green, who is English and a former Scotland Yard detective. In 2006, the Jamaican government hired him on contract to help professionalize the force. The Department of Public
Yo, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. What the hell is going on? Leslie Green. That's why they say a Scotland Yard twist. So what happened to Leslie Green now? I bet Leslie Green is no longer a part of the force. I bet they then fire him. Hey! Mighty God, make me listen more.
Prosecutions made a ruling there was sufficient evidence to charge Robinson. But after carefully assembling his case, Green said, Jamaica's Ministry of National Security refused to offer to protect one of the key witnesses. The witness fled, and the case fell apart. The guilt or innocence of Robertson aside, the episode highlights a problem holding the powerful accountable in a region dogged by violence. The UN's Caribbean Human Development Report noted in 2012 that Latin America and the Caribbean made up 8.5% of the world's population, but tallied 27% of its homicides. Jamaica has the highest homicide rate in the Caribbean. Day at the dealership. On a sunny afternoon in 2008, Ian Johnson was finalizing the purchase of a silver Mitsubishi Pajero at Motor Sales of Jamaica when he saw James Robertson enter the dealership. Johnson owned 2 convenience stores and a construction company in St. Thomas, the parish Robertson represented in Parliament. He was active in the JLP and had raised money for Robertson's previous campaigns. Robertson beckoned me aside, Johnson said in a sworn statement filed by his Fort Lauderdale lawyer and attached to an application for asylum in the United States. We walked a few feet away from the sales rep that I was talking to, Johnson said in the sworn statement. Robertson told him he was having problems with a businessman in St. Thomas. The rival businessman's name was Cecil Riley, known locally as Petrol. Specifically, he asked me to arrange to kill Petrol Cecil Riley, Johnson said in his statement. Johnson said he was shocked and left without giving an answer. Robertson did not respond to repeated requests for comment by email and telephone. His lawyer at the time, Patrick Bailey, said, he's not going to talk about that. To the Jamaican news media, however, and in a court document, Robertson acknowledged Johnson's allegations but vehemently denied them. He ultimately would file a libel suit against Johnson.
Father God help me. Patrick Bailey again? No, sir. No, sir. Me I see a pattern here, sir. Patrick Bailey again. He see him Patrick Bailey with. Man, they never find man in them house. And him say him no know how the man dead and the man stab up and get shot. Patrick Bailey again. Mighty God. No, sir.
A few weeks after the encounter, 2 gunmen shot Riley dead outside a nightclub he owned in St. Thomas. Even by Jamaican standards, Robertson's alleged request stood out. Robertson was not just a member of parliament, he was the country's Minister of Energy and Mining. He was in his 40s and the deputy leader and a rising star of the JLP. In addition, he would seem to make an unlikely criminal. He is from a prominent Kingston family. They own a shipping company and cold storage facilities. Robertson himself had gone to high school in England and then graduated from Southern Methodist University.
Yo, it is all coming together. Oh my God. Did you guys hear that? He's from a prominent family and they own a what? Cold storage facility. So the allegations about the onions, Jesus Christ, Father God help me, we need you, we need you. Jesus. No, sir.
We can't take it no more.
This I get out of hand. Mighty God. Make we hear more. Let me care about a bit. Jesus. People that hear this, I first me I listen to the article here.
He was in his 40s and the deputy leader and a rising star of the JLP. In addition, he would seem to make an unlikely criminal. He is from a prominent Kingston family. They own a shipping company and cold storage facilities. Robertson himself had gone to high school in England and then graduated from Southern Methodist University in Texas in 1988. He was a polo-playing socialite. By the mid-2000s, however, the young politician's rise had caught the attention of Jamaican and U.S. officials for the wrong reasons. A 2005 diplomatic cable sent by the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica and obtained by WikiLeaks stated that like many Jamaican politicians of whatever party affiliation, Robertson is known to associate with criminal elements. A 2007 cable obtained by WikiLeaks stated that sources told the Drug Enforcement Administration that Robertson was involved with money laundering and organized crime, and that Robertson's father had once been forced to hand over acres of land to settle his son's drug debts. The U.S. Embassy declined to comment for this article. Immediately after Riley's execution on May 26, 2008, Robertson expressed shock. He praised Riley as a role model for young people. Morning, noon and night, you could always look to him, Robertson was quoted in Jamaica's RJR News. No one has been arrested for that homicide. Suddenly a target. Shortly after Riley's death, Johnson said he became a marked man. According to a police summary of incidents, gunmen shot at him as he drove home from work one night, but missed. They shot at him inside one of his convenience stores, missing him but wounding an employee. Johnson said local police told him they could not protect him. Then, on June 6, 2008, 3 men entered one of Johnson's stores and shot and killed his mother, Hyacinth, while she worked. Johnson took his wife and young daughter and went into hiding. He continued to speak to police, but says he came away with the message each time that there was little they could do to protect him. After about a year, Johnson moved back to his gated house. On the night of July 17, 2009, a gunman stepped out of a car and fired at him as he talked to employees in his carport. Bullets hit Johnson in the thigh, arm, and neck, but the wounds were superficial. A nearby police car rushed over and arrested the driver of the getaway car. The gunman fled on foot. A few days after the shooting, according to Johnson, Robertson himself showed up at his front door, saying he was concerned for Johnson's safety. In the carport, Robertson wrote 2 names on a piece of paper, Johnson said in his sworn statement, and told the Herald, Kyone Treasure Campbell, and the name Guns, which was an alias for a man Johnson knew. But then Robertson crossed out Campbell's name and told me this name I should not pay attention to, according to Johnson. But he pointed directly at Gunn's name and said to me if I killed this man for him, all my problems would go away immediately. Johnson said once again he did not respond. Robertson's lawyers stated in court papers in connection with the libel lawsuit that the allegation he asked Johnson to kill Kyone Campbell, and a man with, alias Guns, was not true. The statements made by Mr. Johnson are false. According to police and other sources, Guns is Kamar Williams, a local gangster affiliated with the rival PNP. Leigh Green, the assistant commissioner of police, later tracked Williams down abroad. I met him outside the country, I'm not going to say where, Green said in an interview. The crux of the conversation was that he knew James Robertson wanted to kill him. He knew it was a credible threat. So he fled. Johnson said he worried there would be repercussions for not following Robertson's alleged orders. He believed those repercussions came to fruition on July 29, 2009, when Johnson's most trusted employee, Jermaine Jones, was lured to a friend's home where a waiting gunman shot him. Jones escaped to a nearby hospital. 2 days later, gunmen tried to kill him there. Again, he survived. Johnson and Jones went into hiding. Johnson reached out to officials at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston for help. He also contacted David Rowe, an expatriate Jamaican lawyer practicing in Fort Lauderdale and teaching at the University of Miami, to assist with a bid for political asylum. On November 9, 2010, Johnson gave a sworn statement in connection with the asylum bid over the telephone to Rowe and a court reporter in Fort Lauderdale. Johnson relayed his entire story, which was turned over to U.S. officials. Johnson also released his statement to the Jamaican news media to bring attention to the matter as a form of protection. "If I hadn't released it, I'd be dead," he claimed. Johnson's accusations made headlines days before the JLP's November 2010 annual conference. Robertson marched onto the stage at Kingston's National Arena to defend himself. He called Treasure Campbell, who was described in news media accounts as a student, contractor and JLP activist, to come on stage with him. The two men joined hands. "This is the man that they say I want to hurt," Robertson declared, according to newspaper accounts. The papers didn't mention that Johnson had said Campbell's name was crossed out. Robertson never mentioned guns. Campbell told the Gleaner newspaper, "I have known Mr. Robertson for more than 10 years and the allegation that he wants me killed is rubbish." A month later, on December 20, 2010, Robertson filed the libel lawsuit in Fort Lauderdale. Robertson withdrew the case a few months later. Rowe declined to comment about the case. Team of investigators. It was only after Johnson's statement went public that Green, the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of homicide, heard about the case. He assembled a team of about 6 investigators to corroborate Johnson's statement. Green did not want to publicly disclose evidence because the case is technically still open. According to Jamaican police sources who asked not to be named, the investigation matched ballistics at several of the shootings, and traced cell phone records and car rental receipts that linked Treasure Campbell to the shooting outside Johnson's house, and cell phone records with one of the gunmen who allegedly shot Jones in the hospital. When police searched Campbell's home, according to the police sources, they found cell phone records between Campbell and Robertson from around the time of the shooting. There were also records of financial payments from Robertson to Campbell. Green arranged to relocate Jones to another country in exchange for his testimony. Johnson left for the United States, but agreed to return and testify. On April 1, 2011, Green sent the investigative file to the Office of Public Prosecutions, outlining the case. Then he waited. Robertson, meanwhile, was facing other problems. A government investigation into a contract to supply natural gas to the island found numerous irregularities. The contract was cancelled and Robertson, under pressure, stepped down as Minister of Energy. He remained in Parliament. Days later, Robertson confirmed to reporters that both his and his wife's U.S. visas had been revoked. The U.S. State Department declined to comment. On June 4, 2011, Paula Llewellyn, Jamaica's Director of Public Prosecutions, responded to the evidence that Green submitted. She sent a memo to Green stating that there was prima facie evidence to base the charge of soliciting murder against Robertson. The memo has never been made public, but was obtained from law enforcement sources close to the investigation, with parts redacted. In a caveat, the memo noted that the case was based on persons who appear to have very significant credibility issues, referring to Johnson and Jones. The issues: Johnson alleges that Robertson is connected in some way to the murder of his mother and believes that Robertson has given orders to have him, Johnson, killed. Meanwhile, Jones appears to be a gunman or very closely linked with them, the memo stated. The memo also offered the recommendation that given the status of former Minister James Robertson and the nature of these allegations, one should anticipate significant challenges in bringing this matter to trial. She was right. In late July 2011, a member of Jamaica's witness security team visited Jones in a foreign country, where he was under police guard. Jones, who had been seeking relocation, was told by witness protection the offer had not been approved by the Ministry of National Security, Green recounted. The next day he was told he was required to appear in court to give evidence. The combination of events scared Jones. He basically walked off the system and left, said Johnson, who was hiding with Jones. Without Jones, prosecutors declined to pursue the case. Through Johnson, Jones declined to comment for this story. In January 2012, Green learned that the Ministry of National Security did not renew his contract with the police department. He returned to Europe. The investigation and its collapse were never reported. Green has never before spoken publicly about the case. Johnson said he would gladly return to testify, if his safety could be guaranteed. The minute one politician is held accountable for their crimes, Jamaica will be a different place, he said. Robertson, meanwhile, still cannot travel to the United States.
Thanks for listening. Here is something else you might like.
Transparent sea creature with horn.
Message me I deliver. You know what I deliver it? You know how much blog I listen, you know how much of them lock on? After me name make them can put on them pot. If a one preacher make Jamaican dagger can yam food, I'm asked you what. Led by Andre. But when I say Portland, me never call no name. With sure me can, me no call no fool. But me I tell some people, this year 2025, the plumb line has been drawn. Who not dead and lose seed. God want back Jamaica. One way or another. Jamaica belong to God. Lift your God bless on another church. If you're not lift your hand, you're a hypocrite if you don't love me right now. You're not supposed to there. Lift your hand and say, Eternal Father, bless our land, guide us with your mighty hand, keep us free from evil powers, be our light through countless hours. Lift your God bless hand, you're a hypocrite. Before God and all mankind, we pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, wisdom and courage of my, the strength and vigor of my back in the service of my fellow. Sit. Where are they? You can't go up. I promise to stand up for justice. Come like you don't forget, you're hypocrite, you forget. You forget the pledge. And that you're not loyal no more. You don't remember the pledge. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood and peace, to work diligently, to think create, and give generous, so that Jamaica may. Under what? Under who? Under who? Under who? Jamaica under God. Jamaica under God. Jamaica under God. Jamaica under will increase in beauty, fellowship and prosperity. We will play our part in advancing the welfare of the whole human. I am giving you a warning.
Jamaica, I have nothing to say. I am in a state of shock because everything that we've heard came together in that one article. All the allegations that we've heard came together in that one article. So people, only say 15 play mega this morning 10:30 in a cash app. Uno shoulda buy it. The people may buy cash pot, uno shoulda buy it. Wednesday 10:30. I look on the screen right now. But seriously, yeah, I just learned a lot more about James Robertson. I personally did not know none of this. None of this. This is a quite quite a story. Quite a history of allegations. Mighty God. People, it's a lot to digest. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This reaction has been 47 minutes. But it was 47 minutes well spent. Like and share the video. People, there's some left, you know. And there's some left. Big up on yourself. Have yourself a wonderful day.